Yeah, great. Groovy. Groovy, baby. It's great. Awesome. 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 Fantastic. It's fantastic. It's great. You should be drinking water. I can't stress it enough. Water is what your body. Water is what your body needs. Man, hope everyone's doing well. Another cold night. Another cold night. It's cold. Richie, it's cold. Why am I only wearing a t-shirt and a jacket? I don't know. Richie, it's cold. You gotta stay fresh. You gotta take 2 showers. I just can't stress it enough. I'm fresh. High quality soap, high quality soap, high quality beard lotion, beard shampoo, fresh socks and underwear. That's all a man could really do. But is there anything else he really needs to? Not much. Staying fresh. I can't stress it enough. What's the purpose of life if you're not being fresh? It's disgusting. You know, freshness is showing appreciation to your existence. Once you stop being fresh, you're saying, I don't care anymore about anything. So you gotta stay fresh. Now, this has an extremely dark wrapper that, that I apparently cut too much. Look, listen, I have always said the Inspirados have good flavor, and they do. And they're also a very good value, and it is. But I'll never tell you and say that Inspirado is Macanudo's best cigars. No, Mac. I'm sorry. That Inspirado, yeah, Inspirados is Macanudo's best value cigar. Inspirado is Macanudo's best cigars for the money, but they have better stuff. The 1968, the Cru Royale, whatever, Grand Cru, I don't know. Some of the vintage stuff, etc. So, I mean, but they're enjoyable cigars. The biggest thing that I would say that these lack, not lack, but um, construction could be a little funny. Sometimes the draw, sometimes the cigars could just be a little on the ugly side. Definitely the wrapper on this is definitely uh, not top grade. You know, that's fine. Like it's I'm not talking about the tobacco itself, but the grade of the wrapper. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. When you're paying like $7, $8 for a large cigar at a lounge in this day and age, it is what it is. But they have great flavor. They're really good blends, and I've always had a good time with the Inspirado. What's up, Sacco? That's it. Sacco's here in the house. And so, what are you smoking, Sacco? What are you smoking tonight? What are you smoking tonight? What do you got going on, huh? What do you got going on? All right. Soft, gentle heat. I can't stress it enough. It's a big, thick cigar. Although it feels light for size. So the Inspirato Black is not a strong cigar. It's not a weak cigar by any means. It generally should hit you around medium plus to medium full. Now remember, this is a larger gauge, so maybe it'll be on the medium plus side. Maybe a lighter medium full. If you get it in the smaller size, which they do make like in Corona, I think, it's heavier. Uh, all I can say is that the Inspirado Black is the most useful one. The green is great. It's a little on the weird side, though, funky side. The draw on this one's a little tight. Quite interesting. Oh, shit. I'm striking my match so much, I'm dropping my cigar. Shit. It's fucking that windy out. Uh, Maybe that will help the draw. There's a really tight draw on this fucking thing. Really tight draw. And that's not going to be the cigar itself. That's going to be a particular issue with this cigar. All right. Well, stay fresh, Joey. I hope that drawer opens up. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is whatever it is, it is. Whatever you're smoking, at the end of the day, you're sitting out smoking a cigar. You're sitting out smoking a cigar. Don't, that's what it is. Just a regular Thursday night for me. Now, I'm all out of my Opus. I'm all out of my Anejo. I smoke my Anejo. I smoke the Opus. I smoked the Monte Cristo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were good nights. I also smoked Hemingway, Maduro. Those were good nights. I smoked my best cigars first. This is what it is. This is what it is. Sacco, eat your dinner, bro. Take your time, Sacco. Relax. Have your dinner, my friend. You got a manja. The draw on this is quite snug. The draw on this is quite snug. Draw on this is quite snug. And Gio's not here, of course. Yeah, Gio's not here. Gio's not here. Gio is not reliable. Gio is Gio's not here. I feel like I spent half the show just talking shit about Gio, but it's all true. It's all true. Um, the cigar starting off buttery, oily, salty in the finish is starting off rather mild. What I mean by that is like a gentle medium. It'll pick up, I know. I will say on this cigar though, out of all the Inspirados I have, this has the tightest draw, and that's just going to be a quality control issue. So while Inspirado, the flavor on all of them are good, and the black is my favorite one, and they're very available, and they're very reasonable priced, and they are. However, though, the one thing you might have to look out for with Inspirado is an occasional construction issue. Uh, it's not the norm, and I don't find them to have the greatest burn. Or I am not even going to try to hold the ash on this cigar. Um, he's sorry, he's going to do a dinner flex. He's doing a dinner flex. So I hope you're all doing well. What's up, firm? Hope you're doing well, bro. You're doing well. Um, yeah. Also, this is I think one of the bigger Inspirado blacks, which should be my. I should have got the smaller one because the smaller one it wasn't about the price. It was just I was like, is the smaller one gonna have to be enough time? But I don't know. Maybe I should have. I should have got the. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up,
How you
Big
doing? All
D?
right? How you
I'm
doing?
doing great. Epic
Yeah.
night tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd you see tonight?
So tonight I Cigar International in Lutz, Florida, was hosting an event to promote. Well, the host was Tim Osgener. I might be mispronouncing his name, but he's the son, I believe, of the founder of CAO.
Right.
Um, and they were advertising it about a week ago. I saw the ad and I really wanted to go. Um, but I was at work and I got out late and I thought I just wasn't going to end up going. And I really wanted to go because I've been smoking CAO cigars since I started smoking like 20 years ago. I kind of fell off the brand um, a while ago, but when I started out, I was heavily into CAO. They were when they first came onto the scene, they were pretty like I don't know if I want to say a boutique brand, but kind of they had that
They
hype
were
like
different. It was
a
an
boutique
interesting
brand.
concept. They were doing a lot of what's called non-traditional. They would do stuff with
Yes,
more exotic stuff, tobacco from here, tobacco from there.
yes,
Uh, they were one of the first people with Brazilian tobacco with
right.
Brasilia, which back then nobody was using Brazilian tobacco
Nobody
on a
did.
major scale. So
No.
they were for everyone has their time in the sun. If you're going back, I would say yeah, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, like around way back. I remember when the
Yes.
Brasilia first came out. Um,
Right.
I remember this guy I knew from the cigar lounge, but he lived kind of close to my house. But one day I saw him walking past my house, walking his dog, and I went out. I was like, what are you smoking? He's like, oh, they're Brasilia.
Yeah.
It's the first time I had it. It's fantastic.
Yep.
It's a great dark cigar. And I just remember seeing him smoking. I'm like, I gotta try that shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just you remember that moment, you know. Now, of course,
Yeah.
nobody gives a shit anymore. But it's like,
No. They
no,
were the
but
first really they were the first ones that really
they had a
uh
solid year or two where people really gave a shit. And
yes.
that's the difference between a good and a great cigar is like you could be a really good cigar. A great cigar is a good cigar that people still care about. Does that make any sense? For example, like
Yeah.
Padron 26, which fuck you, Gio. Gio says he doesn't like Padron 26. Now
Geo.
Flacco can say whatever he wants because he got insurance, but Gio, whatever. But
Yeah.
so, but obviously 26 has staying power. It's great. Atabey has staying power. Davidoff staying power. I mean, you name them. Fuente with all their cigars, but the ones I love, they all have staying power. So what gives a
Yeah.
cigar staying power? Well, you can't just say it's the company because the company's only going to make what the people are buying. Because if they just
Right.
keep making them and no one's buying them, the stores are going to say, take this shit back. We don't want them. You know what I'm saying though?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
unless companies, so if something's still around, someone's smoking it.
Yeah. So yeah, getting back to the story, I got off work late. I really wanted to go, but then I figured he was supposed to show at 5 p.m., which I don't know why he was going to show up that early because that's most people are getting off work. There's rush hour, but that was the time the event had started, and then
hmm
I figured he'd probably be there for like a couple hours maybe. I ended up getting there. It might have been closer to like 8, 9 o'clock, maybe like 8ish something. And then I walked in, not expecting to even see him. I walk into the humidor area, and they have a big cigar selection at CI. I mean, I would say CI is one of the, at least here in Florida, their their selection's probably as big as Corona cigars. So it's a huge lounge. They have two of them by near where I live. One's like
How's their
right around the corner.
prices?
How's the prices are decent, um, not bad. So it depends on which cigars you're looking at. I mean, if some of the cigars there, it's kind of strange because some cigars they have good deals on, and then there's other ones I think they're upcharging a little bit. So, but overall, I would say they're reasonable. I don't know, compared to online, um, if the prices are the same as what they advertise online in the store. I know they don't carry everything that they have online in the store. For example, the Pure Ambar that you had smoked, they had it online, but they didn't have it in the store. Although after I told them, I talk to the clerks all the time, like they know that I'm a cigar aficionado. I don't know if I want to say that, a cigar fan. And then
Yeah.
because I talk story with them all the time, and I told them about your experience with the Pure Ambar, and they were very interested, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna try to get it in the store." So
But
that, I
you
mean,
gotta make sure
yeah,
it's the original version of that. You can't get that no more. That's the
I
problem.
yeah, I don't know. It's probably the newer version, but regardless,
No,
it's kind of
I hope.
cool.
Look,
Yeah,
if they're gonna make the second version, how far could it be off? But the problem is though, that second version, how is the price that low on Cigar International? Why are they dumping them?
I don't know. Well, the price that I told you, I picked one up. Not to get too off track, but I picked one up. I found it, and it's been hard to find. But there was a local cigar shop. I went in there and I mentioned the name, and he it's like he knew where it was. He had a big store, and he had one box of them for $4.99. And so it wasn't Cigar International. This was a different place. I can't remember the name of the shop, but
So
in any
that's
case,
definitely this is the problem. That's the new one, right? The Legacy.
yeah, the one that I showed you.
That's the new one.
Again, I don't know anything about the
Because
company,
I paid
so
like $9.99 for the original. So the
I see.
original started off at a higher price, and if
Gotcha.
they're dumping the new one, it's either no
Yeah,
one's buying them and it fell off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
yeah, and I don't know what Cigar International sells them at.
Oh no, I do know. It's like $70 a box.
Oh, okay,
That
so
doesn't look good. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying
well,
though?
you know what? I'll smoke the second version and see how it is. But for $4.99, I mean, even if it's halfway decent,
No,
that's like an amazing
I
price.
get it, but I'm saying is I don't want you to get a false pretense because
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. You had the first version. It was obviously aged because the wrapper was brown. This one was not. So yeah, I'm not gonna have a high set the bar high for this one because it's not the same one you smoked. But still, it's cool that I was able to find that
yeah, I
company
would
and
like to.
the brand.
I almost wish I could maybe go back to the old shop and buy a couple and send them to you guys. At least you could try the
Yeah,
original
that
one
would be
because
awesome.
the original one, bro, is like it
Even
makes me
for
sad
ten
that
dollars, yeah, that's amazing.
bro. And I just smoked how many opuses, and I'm telling you, man, like it just felt like a young opus. Like it was like I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
But why
amazing.
was that $10 and the new one $3, $5? Like something had
Yeah,
something
it does
and
something's not adding up. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I went
yeah.
to the shop. I went to the Cigar International lounge, and again, I got there late. I walk into the lounge, and they had the table set up with the Bosphorus. It's probably hard to see, but that's the Bosphorus. I think I showed this before in a previous.
You talked about who makes that?
Yeah, so this is Tim Ozinger's
Oh yeah, the CO
company.
guy.
But the interesting thing is, and I just noticed this today on the back, it's Crown Heads label. So, and he
Mm,
did mention some kind of partnership he had with John Huber, I think,
mhm.
from Crown Heads, and so I guess they're partners or they're working together. And oh, he did tell me Espinoza. That was the other thing.
Okay.
He must have a partnership with Crown Heads and Espinoza. So I don't know why there was a falling out with CAO. He kind of touched on it, but I can't remember what he said. There's some backstory, and maybe some of the other folks on the channel know, but
Well, was
I
he
don't
the
know.
owner or was he he was the son of the owner, right?
Yeah, he was the son of the owner, but the original guy, his dad passed away, from my understanding. I might be wrong, but I believe that the father passed away, and then and then Ricky Rodriguez, he left and he started West Tampa. So it seems like
Seems like
different
they
people.
got rid of some old blood. People got to
Yeah,
get newer people
r-
probably to save money.
right. Yeah. So anyway, I get there, and again, there was a rep there who I didn't know who he was. I thought he might have been one of the family members because I never met Tim before, and so he was kind of in front of the stand, and he was talking a lot. This one guy, and then I come to find out that he was not Tim, and then I found out that Tim was actually next to him. Just you would never even know who the guy was. I mean, he's just like a really down to earth kind of guy. Um, And anyway, I ended up talking to the rep, and then they introduced me to him, and then I start talking to him, and man, the guy just he was just so down to earth. Like it just blew my mind. You meet certain people of like in that caliber. I mean, the guy, I imagine, he's been in the industry for so long, and it's like he really cares about the people when his customers, because he went into detail, like intricate detail about the brand and his and he started talking about the logo that they use. um, and apparently the logo represented, and I don't have the logo is like kind of on the wrapper, but it's on the box. There's like three circles, and so he explained to me that the three circles, it's symbolic. Like the one circle represented, I guess one of his parents was Armenian and the other parent was Turkish, and they met and they came to the United States, and I think they came to New York. So I think if I remember correctly, one circle represented Armenia, the other Turkey, and the one in the middle I think is New York. But he went into like detail about that, the things that you would just glance and not think about. And then as a matter of fact, there was another cigar, and I talked to the guy in at least 15 minutes. It might have been even longer. And I told him about the show, and I mentioned Sako to him because the Armenian connection, and yeah, just such a cool
That's
guy.
really
He's actually going to be following my dog's Instagram page now, so so I might have we might be actually maybe one day we can have him on the show. We never
oh,
know.
that would be okay. So his brand's message. What do the boxes look like? What's the level of the bands, and what's the price point? And do you
Yes,
think they're moving, or are they available everywhere? Or what's the whole?
yeah, great question. Great, all great questions. So the Bosphorus right now is a very hyped cigar. If you go on other channels, not that I want you to do that, but obviously some people are going to do that, and uh, you know check out their other reviews. But a lot of people are talking about the Bosphorus, so a lot of hype around the cigar. Reason being is because it got a 90 plus scores on Cigar Aficionado, but I don't know about Half Wheel. I've had this cigar, so I personally can contest that
You
it's a
like
good
it?
cigar. Um, the so here's the thing. My personal opinion: the first time I smoked it, it was just different. Like I was getting just very kind of strange notes, and I got strange notes before from other cigars, but this one was just really, it's hard to describe, and it was kind of like the kind of notes that I couldn't really make sense of, and so it was a cigar that I need to try again. But here's the problem: is that it's kind of, in my opinion, at a high price point. So like for example, this cigar is like what, maybe a robusto size, a little bit larger. It's like $14. So I mean, it's not super expensive, but it's also
Yeah,
not
but
really cheap.
$14 in Florida is like 15, 16, maybe more.
Yeah.
Everywhere else.
No.
That's a
Yes.
lot.
Correct.
Bro,
Yeah.
$14, I could get a Neho over here.
Yeah.
$14, I could get almost Padron. No, I can get Padron 64 and a small Principe. $14, I can get VSG, and I can get a Diamond Crown Maximus and a Coke. So, like, I,
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Uh,
it's not good, but I'm saying, but when you start off in that category, you're limiting yourself. You're
yeah.
better off starting out a little lower, get the
Yep.
notoriety, and then raise the price. Like the pledge. The pledge
Yeah.
started off at $9.99.
Yeah. Pledge was a great price, and you know what? The other thing he could have done is made a even like a smaller size that was, let's say, $10, so people could at least get a sense of what it's like, even if it was like firecracker size or
Here's
like
the thing, though.
whatever.
This guy's not hurting for money, so he's not trying
No.
to go into the volume market. He's not trying to make Inspirado level cigar. He's
No, and I think the fact that he's like partnered with Crown Heads and Espinosa, I think he knows that he's and again, I've only had it once, and I'm not going to knock this cigar. And this is my second one, so I need to light this one up. Maybe I can give you kind of my thoughts on it as I'm smoking my second one. Um, but yeah, so a little bit pricey, and then he has this other cigar. This is called the Osgener synthesis pie. Sorry, pie synthesis. And
interesting.
this one is more of it's a Ecuador, Connecticut, Ecuadorian Connecticut, and this one's actually like his higher. It's even more expensive than than the regular size Bosphorus. So this one, I haven't heard anything about it. But the cool thing about this cigar is he went into detail about the band. So the band, like you wouldn't think anything of it, but there's like a story behind this band. Apparently, there was, if I remember correctly, I'm probably going to butcher the story, but it had to do with, I don't know if it was a family member or a friend, that there's some kind of condition. I don't know, remember the name of the condition where you sense like you taste color or you hear something that
I could.
I don't know what that's called though. It's there's
I
some
don't know,
kind
but
of
people. Yeah. So, but how does he relate it to the band?
so the colors on the band represented like I think numbers or something. And again, I forget his relationship with this person. I want to say it was either a friend or a family member that had this kind of condition, and so that person that he knew, um, I guess it was something along the lines of he wanted to smoke a cigar that tasted like the color yellow. So he went into like he like researched like and I guess tried to make a cigar that would taste like the color yellow for this guy. And it was just a cool story, and I can't duplicate it, how he described it, but it was just such a cool story.
That's an
And
out there idea.
yeah, and then he's actually gonna take it to like continue on with that theme. So he's gonna be making another cigar that tastes like the color red. That's what he told me. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll smoke it. I'll see if I think yellow when, when I smoke
Oh,
this.
well, I mean, yellow.
But
You can
you
what
never
banana
know.
cake, lemon. Uh, um, uh, fuck. What else is yellow? Yellow. I think for me, something. I feel like something should be soft. You know what I'm saying? Though, like,
Yeah, you do think like a citrusy kind of thing or like something refreshing. I don't know. But anyway, I guess whatever condition this guy had, he was tailoring the cigar to that guy's condition so that the guy yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. It was like this deep story. But that's what I'm saying. Like I was talking to him and he was just describing going into like intricate detail, not rushing it. Like he was really taking his time explaining it to me and I was just really blown away by how genuine and how courteous and friendly he was. And so that I took a, I mean, honestly, this cigar, like he was such a cool guy that I'll probably buy this cigar again, even though, you know, I may not love it, but we'll see. I'm gonna
oh,
smoke it now.
it's interesting concept. You know, shit.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think if he has any other cigars. So the Bosphorus, he did say there was another version. So there's one version, I can't remember what the wrapper is. That's the one you'll see. It just came out, but there's a second version. So apparently this one, the one I smoked the first time, um, was had a different. I want to say it was a different wrapper than this one. So this is kind of like a, yeah, I guess because he was promoting it that they offered and again it's a new cigar, so it's kind of cool. I'm smoking another version of a brand new cigar that just came out.
Wait, so the Bosphorus has different versions?
So that's what they told me. They said the version that they had for sale there is a different version than what just came out. So, and I have to look to see if the regular version has the crown head symbol on it or the is a has the crown head's logo on the back because I
Well,
didn't notice that the first
when
time.
they just changed the version, they could change the factory just for a different wrapper or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, they just told me this is a different one than the regular line. So I'll have to get more information on that. But yeah, that's what the Cigar Internationalist guy told me. And then so the other interesting story I had was which I already mentioned to you was I walked into that so the store that I purchased it's called Cutter Cigars. It's in Brandon, Florida. So that store they have a really it's a small just a brick and mortar shop, um, family owned, and they have a great selection of cigars. That's where I end up getting the Puro Ambar. But I happened to just go there on a different night and just randomly stopped into the store, and there was just a lot of people sitting out front, and also inside the lounge. And I was kind of like wondering what's going on. And so I walk in, and they had a table out front with the Micallef cigars. And
Oh, cool.
so there was a rep out there. So I started talking about the rep. Also talked about the show because I always promote your channel when I'm talking to these guys. Not that I talk to a lot of cigar reps, but
Yeah, but you're meeting
uh,
Tampa is the mecca, man, dude. It's like just to meet two different companies in 1 week. It's a lot.
yeah, I mean, even when I go to the stores, I'm talking to the clerks. I mentioned your channel. So anyway, I start talking to him, and then he's like, "Do you want to meet the owner of the company?" And I was like, "The owner of the company's here?" Like, I just randomly stopped in this place, and he's like, "Yeah," and he takes me over, and so Al Mikulev is the owner of Mikulev Cigars, and so he was just sitting in the lounge, and then the rep introduced me to him, and he stood up, and we started talking, and he just happened to have I believe he had a Jack Russell, which is what the dog I have. And so I don't know if he had one or has one, but in any case, that kind of was the catalyst for our conversation. And so, yeah, he was also an awesome guy, just super nice guy. And so I met, I was fortunate enough to meet two, big names in the cigar industry, owners of companies, and within like I don't know a week time frame, pretty much. So yeah, just really cool experiences, and I picked up a bunch of the Mikulev cigars, ones that I hadn't had before. So, and I have one that they recommended for you.
Oh, yeah, have you
So
tried Andy yet?
I had that was the only one I've had. So I got that based off your top
Do you like
25
that,
list. I did like it. It's a good cigar. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but not. It's probably in the same range as the
bro?
Bosphorus.
I paid $9 for that in the clearance bin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I stole it.
You
I
got a
got
good
two of them.
deal.
Yeah,
It's like $14 here, so I imagine it's like 15,
18,
16.
18.
Oh, 18. Oh wow. Yeah, it's a beautiful. Just the presentation alone on that cigar is beautiful. It comes in a wooden open coffin. It's a I want to say like a torpedo shape,
It's a weird size.
somewhat.
It's a little
Yeah,
bigger. It's a
not really
weird.
a torpedo. It's just it has that one end like a
It's a
torpedo, almost like a
weird.
bellicoso.
Yeah, but nobody makes that shape. It's a weird shape.
No,
And,
yeah.
uh, that what it is that was their best cigar. So when you're smoking that, you don't have to worry about, oh, should I got this one or that one. Like when you go to Mikulev, like that's as far as I know, that's the best one, and it was the best one. But what's the one they recommended?
So the one they recommended, I actually have it here. Give me a second. I gotta
You got to wake up
get
Vanna
Vanna.
White.
Gotta wake her up. If she doesn't do a good job tonight, I'm gonna have to replace her with
Oh, shout out to
young.
Gio came by for his 5 minutes, and now Gio's going back to the. Yeah, Gio, thanks for stopping by.
Gio,
Gio. Like and subscribe, Gio. We appreciate it.
Gio, stay out of the 300 club.
Yeah.
I'm on. I need you. Okay, so I picked, man, in the last, I guess, couple weeks, I've just picked up a shit ton of cigars. I have too much to show today, so I'll
Yeah.
just I'll try to limit it.
Dude, you
Man, I
guys are
got
flexing. I got to respect the flex.
so I believe this was the one he recommended. I'm pretty sure this was it, and this is the let's see, man, my eyesight's really bad. The Riala, am I reading that right?
Oh, Migdala?
Riata. Oh, it
No,
looks like it says Reata. Riata. Okay.
no.
Again,
Got it.
I don't know my Mikulev cigars. I don't know if you could see that or not. The
No.
lighting might be bad. Can you see the label?
I kind of. Lighting's a little dark.
Yeah,
We got to
sorry.
get you like a spotlight for your car.
Yeah, I know. So maybe that's a little bit better. So that's then the wrapper's on too, so it probably doesn't help.
I had a question because I see the pictures. Dude, you're a pretty tall guy. What are you, like 6'2"?
Yeah, you got it right on the head, man. You're always spot on, Big D. Like, with that, you should be the guy that like guesses people's weights, and make some money,
Yes,
or
bro.
lottery numbers,
Bro, I
lottery.
guess, bro, I give you someone if I see them, their weight. Like, dude, I'm not saying I'm psychic at all because I'm not. I don't believe divination because of my beliefs. I'm not supposed to be trying to say I'm psychic, but I have a lot of interpretation, bro. Like I could be around someone and just feel the energy and be like, I know a lot about them. But I was Uber man, and this guy in the back, and there's with his friends, and I'm like, so where are you from? You're from Nassau County? He's like, yeah, shit.
You got it right.
I'm like, yeah, I can tell. It's like I can tell you're a Long Islander, but you're a little more. I hate to say, a little more of an asshole. So I know you're closer to the city. You know, you know. He's
Maybe
like, oh,
you know.
he's like, well, what do you think I do for a living? It's like, oh, I know what you do. You work at a school. You're a teacher. It's like, how the
You
fuck
got
did you know that? And I'm like, yeah, once again, you're a little pompous in Long Island. He's like, well, what do you do at the school? Ah, it's like you're wearing a short shirt and you got, some decent biceps. So you're the fucking gym teacher, high school. He's like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, who are you? Who are you? And I'm not, bro. I'm not saying I'm psychic at all. But I'm saying, but I can look at someone and just fucking break them down, like review them. You know
like
what I'm
like
saying, though?
Sherlock Holmes, man. Like Sherlock
Bro, that
Holmes.
guy gave me a big tip, man. He gave me a big tip. He was just like, I can't
Oh
fucking believe,
man.
dude. What are they,
Y-
dude?
Well, you know what? I think like you were
I
probably
even
picking
guessed
up
the
on.
school district.
Yeah, like, but you even said it like you were picking up on like cues, and I kind of sometimes I feel like some of these not I'm saying not you, but these I know maybe some people think that these what do you call 'em? What do they call mediums?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know that they are legit, and maybe who knows? I'm not gonna say they're not, but I also think there's some out there that probably are really good at picking up on those little things. Whether it be how they're dressed or whatever, and then make
What
those
they're saying, what
connections.
they're not saying, how they're saying it,
Yeah,
how aggressive, how soft. No, dude, I'm telling you, man, you can read a lot by someone by just looking and listening. You know.
yeah, sure. So yeah, that was the one. That was that one. I picked up a bunch of Michelefs. I'll I'll find them here. I just have a pile of stuff. So, but I'm trying to think. There was something. Oh yeah. So I wanted to mention. I smoked some cigars that I had shown previously, um, and I wanted to mention those. One of them was the Black Label Morphine. I remember I had talked about it a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
that was a pretty strong cigar. Um, I would say that if you don't like dark, strong cigars, stay away from that one. Actually, the guy at the store told me it wasn't strong, but it was strong. So at least
You
for me,
can never go off of someone else what they tell you, especially
no.
from a non-verified source. For that guy to say it's not strong, either he's smoking ridiculously strong cigars or he never tried it.
Right. And,
You know what I'm saying?
the name is morphine. Like you're not gonna name a weak cigar
First,
morphine.
Network Studios weak cigars.
Right. That was the other thing. Black Label, like they're not making weak. I mean, maybe they even the Killer Bee Connecticut, which I haven't smoked yet. That I heard is also a strong cigar. It's basically the Killer Bee with a
They don't
Connecticut
make
wrapper.
weak cigars. They
Yeah.
don't. I mean, the two names, Killer Bee, Blackworks, yeah, everything. It looks like a scary, like satanic
Yeah.
company. They're
Yeah.
not. It can't.
No.
You can't do that and be like, oh, it's a cream puff.
Yeah. Let's make a Macanudo version of Black Label. Like it's not happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Macanudo, Hyde Park. You know.
Although I still I still hold to the H. Upman 175th. Or that's not Macanudo. Sorry, I'm thinking H. Upman. Or Macanudo. I mean, they have some. I guess the Inspirados. Some of them are stronger than their regular
The
Macanudos. But
black
yeah,
is
they're
pretty strong. The green is pretty strong. The red's the strongest, but the strongest Macanudo is the 1968.
which I haven't tried yet, and I've been meaning to. I've seen it. I need to pick it
Right
up.
in Robusto, and you're gonna be pretty impressed how strong it is.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that one. So the other one I had was so Aladino. I've tried it. I even tried the Corojo. I'm not gonna say it's a bad cigar. It just wasn't memorable. I need to try it
Was it?
again.
It wasn't for you, yeah.
But I tried the I tried
Cameroon.
this one, the Cameroon. Now the Cameroon was a winner. This one, and it wasn't this size that I had. So I was on my way to a shop called Cigar Cave, and I was smoking it on my way there. I loved it so much that when I got to the shop, I picked up another, and that doesn't happen often. So for me,
Yeah,
so yeah,
Aladino
that was a
is.
winner. Yeah,
That's
it was
that's that's one of the first Honduran Cameroon rappers.
okay. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Because
Yeah,
Cameroon is in Africa, but I'm sure with cost and with the scamdemic, a lot of things shut down, right, or harder to get. So we're starting to see Brazilian Cameroon, like just like we do Connecticut.
uh,
Costs went up, so you got Ecuadorian Connecticut, Dominican Connecticut, right? We're even seeing Nicaraguan Connecticut, right? Um,
Okay.
where
Which I
they
have never seen that. I've never seen Nicaraguan Connecticut. I mean, I'm not.
uh, Romeo 1875 by
Okay.
Plasencia.
Okay, that one I still have not had yet. That's the one with the yellow label, right?
That's actually a really good cigar. It tastes
Yeah,
like
I've been
banana.
meaning to try that.
Tastes like
Yeah.
creamy banana nut bread.
Okay, I'm gonna get that one.
N-
I'll probably
I
get it tomorrow.
don't get that one if you're in a strong mood. Like that's got to be that kind of mood.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Though?
right. Morning cigar
Like
with
a
a
late
coffee.
Sunday morning after breakfast, and you're in
Sure.
your pajamas and you're sitting there like, oh, this is fun. Like
Yeah.
it's that kind of party. You know what I'm saying though?
Well, we talked about the 75s many times, and including the other Nicaraguans. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the,
I
the
mean,
yellow one and the orange was this. Okay, we're not talking about the regular 1875s. Forget that. When they redid it with Plasencia to make a better cigar, the original was the orange, which was really nice. It had a nice medium plus kind of category of just really nice flavor, but way better than the regular 1875. Then it came out the yellow. That was even I liked even better. The blue I didn't like, and that one was actually by AJ Fernandez.
okay.
But that was a sleeper. AJ didn't say it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I remember that one, and I think I might have had it like maybe one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, yeah, you didn't have it 10 times because I don't think it was that great. So the yellow and orange, I recommend the yellows, and you could get a really good price online. Um, but yeah, but Honduran, Cameroon, uh, and everyone else is making shade grown Nicaraguan because it's the price. You know what I'm saying? Though,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah. So this is one that's supposed to be strong, and I haven't tried it yet. Now this is the warped Nicotina, and
okay, bro.
have you
Just
tried
the,
it?
no, no,
Yeah.
but
Then just
just
the
the,
name.
bro. That better make me throw up. You call it the nicotine, bro.
Yeah, that's the name. And so I haven't tried it, but I heard things about it. And there was another cigar that I remember hearing about that's supposed to be super strong, and you would never have thought it was super strong. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It'll come to me. But there was another cigar. Oh, the Caldwell Last SAR. I had no idea that it was meant to be a super strong cigar, and I might be wrong, but I think they might have put some kind of pepper in it or something. I don't know, or maybe they like aged it in like some kind of pepper jar. Who knows? But yeah, I heard that that's supposed to be an extremely strong cigar. I don't know. Maybe someone has had it and can comment, but I haven't tried
No.
that one yet. And the reason I haven't tried that Caldwell is because it's one of the more expensive ones. The only one I've seen that's more expensive than the last SAR is the Anastasia, which is like $30. So there's a big jump there because the last SAR I want to say is 17 here. So I imagine in other places it's probably like the $20 range.
Gio was
Um,
asking, okay, Gio, it's a Plasencia cigar, but it's Romeo and Juliet. It's the 1875, but it's the yellow band. It's the more expensive ones. They're going to cost $10, $11, but they're more expensive than the regular 1875, and they're much better cigars. They're
yeah.
made by Plasencia. So try the yellow one. I don't remember the name of it. It's called Romeo 1875 Connecticut. That's what it is. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's Nicaraguan Connecticut. You didn't know that.
yeah, I did not know that, and that explains a
That
lot
was like
because
the
if I
first Nicaraguan Connecticut on a mainstream cigar. Not the first time it happened, but I'm almost positive, like for a big release, like you know.
it makes sense now because I smoked a shit ton of the the orange label one. I mean, a ton of them because I told you I had some really great experiences with the first ones I smoked. I mean, it was just like I couldn't believe it was Romeo and Julieta. Not saying they're bad. I'm just saying these were like on another level. And
Yeah, the regular Romeos is like a almost like a mid tier cigar. I wouldn't say it's a low end mid tier cigar, but they're mid tier cigars in that range, and they're not strong and they're kind of boring. So a regular 1875 is great for newbies. You know what I'm saying though? That being
sure,
that being said, outside of that new the entry level stuff they had, um, after the first stronger one they did was a Plasencia, and that was called the Romeo. Do you remember that one?
yeah, we talked about that before. Yep, and
That's a great cigar. A lot of guys sleep on
yeah,
that now.
yeah,
Very thick wrapper, a lot of flavor. Um, that one's still selling, but no one cares about it. But that one, trust me, that sells. If you have to
And
get a Romeo, that one's good. That's
yeah,
Placencia. Then they have the San Andreas, which will kick your ass.
the San Andreas is a good one. I like
Dude,
the
that is
San
a dark,
Andreas.
strong cigar. That is like,
Yeah. Actually, now that we're on the topic of punch, sorry, not punch. Sorry, Romeo and Julieta, or Romeo and Juliet, whatever you want to say it. I got a new one. I'm glad we were on this topic actually, because at least I've never seen this one. Have you seen this one before?
which one is it?
This is a Romeo and Juliet.
What's it
It's
called?
an, it's called, okay. So if I remember correctly, this is a collaboration Romeo and Juliet, and I picked this one up at Cigar Cave as well. This is that same place where I end up
Does it
getting
have a
where I met
comment on it?
Al Mikolev. It's called the Romeo and Juliet small batch,
I've
and
had
it's an
some of their smaller collections before. They were really good. Did you? Is it number
aging
11?
room.
What's
Aging
it called?
room.
Oh yeah, I've
It's
had
the
that one before. Yes, that's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's a really good one.
So I've never even seen this one before.
Yeah, that
A
one was been
Romeo
out
Juliet
before,
collab.
unless they had a new collaboration. That they made that before. They also made the one called the 11. Did you ever have the Romeo 11?
I've never heard of it.
It
Nope,
came
I've
in
never seen
boxes of
it.
11, and after they made it, they were aged for 11 years.
Oh wow, okay. I'll have to look for that one. I've
You're
never
not
even
gonna
heard.
know.
I
It
can't find
was
it.
like 7 years ago, and it was like a one time
Okay.
deal, bro. How many boxes
That's
could they let age for 11 years?
Yeah, right. that's that's unfortunate because it was like there was another cigar I think we were talking about one time, or someone had mentioned that I really wanted to try after. I think you had mentioned it was like another collaboration. Was it Davidoff and some other company you had mentioned? They did some kind of collaboration.
Father,
Who was it again?
my father.
Yeah, man, I would have loved to try that.
Um, it was actually pretty strong, but it was put it this way. The My Father Davidoff cigar, I would rather have than most of my fathers. That's how good it was, and that's the shit
uh,
that it was like a one time deal. And now somebody said they're going for $80 a stick, like on the secondary market because they came out. It was a limited production. And here's the problem: why don't buy them? Don't buy them now. Don't buy a Lucy. Know why you don't buy a Lucy? Because those things came unmarked. Because somebody could send you anything with,
I see.
and you
No,
will.
no band. You wouldn't know. Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
telling you, you're gonna know. You're gonna get fucked. Like, come on, don't do it. So,
Yeah, that's a shame, man. I would have loved to try that.
yeah.
This was another one. I think someone mentioned before. I'm just gonna take the wrapper off because it's too hard to see without with the wrapper on. So this is the Aladinos EPC Ernesto Carrillo Carrillo. Oh yeah, Carrillo, I guess you would pronounce it. So
Wait,
this
that's
one,
an EP Crillo?
yes, and I thought it was over by the Monte Cristo section. Um,
Well,
it's not
wait,
Altatus.
Aladino or is it Aladios?
It says Aladio. Well, yeah, a lot. It says Aliados.
Okay, so it's not Aladino then. It's Aladios.
No, yeah, Aladios. It's
Okay.
not Aladino. I thought it was Monte Cristo because it was in the Monte Cristo section, but then it's not. I think someone had mentioned this one time in the chat. Um,
It
so
looks
it's
sick.
I don't want to say it's new, but I noticed it for the first time like a couple months ago, maybe. So maybe it's been around, but I had never seen it before. I don't know anything about it, so I need to try that one. Um, and then of course I got based off Geo gave us an update about the Bandolero firecracker. I have it here somewhere. Bandolero firecracker. So again, I don't know how long these have been out for,
That's been
but
out for,
that's pretty cool.
I'd say, at least a year. Dude, those are pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you gotta have a great time.
Yeah, I've never seen it,
Bro,
so I like the Bandolero. So and then I got another one by this is another United firecracker. The Big Poppy. I don't know anything about this one. And
wait,
I got a
you saying that's the same company?
yeah. This is so Bandolero is made by United, which makes Atabay. I guess from what I researched, I guess United is the main company, and then there's that other. I think Sako knows because he had mentioned it before. The other. There's like a subsidiary country that's make company that makes the Atabey and the Byrons. They're all in the same section. Like if you go to, let's say, Corona cigars, the Bandoleros, the United cigars, and the Atabeys and the Byrons are all in their one section. And
Interesting.
yeah, and I'm looking at the Bandolero. I don't think it says United on it. It does. It does not say United on it. But I've talked to enough people here that that's what they've told
It's
me.
gotta be good.
I've been on the website as well. So if you go to United's website, you'll see Atabey, Bandolero. This is another United. It's a like another firecracker series. So I guess they have a bunch of different firecrackers. This one's the Irish Car Bomb.
Wow.
So yeah, by United, you can see United's logo here. And so there's a bunch of cigars with just. I'll just take the wrapper off. There's a bunch of cigars with the with that United band on them. They look like I think they're like box press cigars, and you'll see the United logo on them. And I asked the guy about them, and he said that's kind of like the United's like the Padron Thousand series. That's what they are to United. And I haven't had any of those. Although I did pick up one. It was like this really small, skinny cigar here. I don't even know what size this is. It's almost like a Lonsdale cigarello, but it's got the United band on it. But they have like the regular size ones. This one was like I think like $2. So I'm like I'll just try it.
What do they call that? A
And,
pan and tell?
you know what? Let's see what it says. I don't know what the size is called. It doesn't even say. It just says United Pencil. So I guess they're calling it the pencil, which makes sense. It's the size of a pencil. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and this is one for the Crown Heads fans. I think I might have shown this one before. I take it back. Caldwell fans, and Gio had talked about this one. This is the yellow cake, and I just wrote that on there because it's not. It's kind of probably like the My Father Davidoff collab. No band, like nothing. Like if you didn't know what you were getting, they could easily scam you. But this one came in a pack that had the yellow cake emblem on it from Caldwell, and the guy who got it from the shop I went to, I guess he was able to get them at an event. So I don't think they're widely available. I might be wrong, but I did smoke one. I remember it being good, kind of like a classic kind of Caldwell type cigar, like similar to like the King is Dead or some of the Lost and Found. So if you like that type of flavor, you'll probably like the yellow cake. Um, but that's not so much. I don't think that's really a new cigar. This is a new one for me. So this is more like show and tell, I guess. But this is the Lost and Found Buck. I mean, they Buck 15, and I don't know much about this one, but I'm exploring the Lost and Found series. So there's so many of them. I mean, it's ridiculous how many there are. I've
Yeah,
had the Scooby
basically they went to
snacks.
different factories, and when they had cigars that were no longer in production, that were left behind, they bought a bunch, right? And they just renamed them.
Yeah, right, and that's what I think we had talked about that before too, and that's my understanding of it. But then I don't know a whole lot about the Lost and Founds. I need to look into it more. I've smoked a bunch of them. Most of them are decent. Some of them are like I had the one called the La Whatever or
I didn't
whatever.
like that one.
That's
I
what
did
I thought. It was
whatever.
whatever, whatever. Maybe that's why they named it that. It just really wasn't that good. Um, yeah, I wasn't impressed by that one. This was one I picked up. So I picked up some La Auroras. I don't have a lot of experience smoking La Auroras, but there was one that I wanted to show you. Let me see if I could find it here. It's the. Give me a second. I think it's right here. Vanna's working a little slow today. Anyway, I'll find it somewhere. It has some kind of it's something Africa, which I
Oh,
thought was
Don
interesting.
Lino.
That's probably the one. Yeah, I have it
That's the
somewhere.
African cigars. Don Lino. That was AJ Fernandez. Originally, it wasn't AJ
Okay,
Fernandez, and then of course AJ Fernandez redid it.
gotcha. Yeah, it's somewhere here, but um, that's the pure armbar that I got. So this is the one that was $4.99. So it's a good sized cigar too. I want to say it's close to a Churchill size. I mean, it's not that far off for $4.99.
I really
So
wonder. I wonder because it's still a
the
Puro.
legacy.
I wonder what it tastes like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know. I
And
mean,
why the hell, if it was so popular originally and it was and it sold out, why would the second series go down in price? It always goes up. You know what I'm saying? No. So what the hell happened?
well, I'll just pick another one up because I'm gonna go by there probably this weekend, and then I'll send it to you so you can at least compare it to the one you had. That way you can kind of judge if it's
It
even
could go either
anywhere
way.
remote
I'm
close.
assuming it's not going to be as good. But if it is as good, then it's even a better price. That would be even a better deal.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like in the ballpark for $4.99, that's like what a
Dude, no,
box
you
would
could
be
buy a
like
box.
a
You
hundred
get
bucks.
$100 a piece in the box online for you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that would be interesting. That might be. There's a lot riding on that cigar, man. Like that's that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to try it too. This one I wanted to. This is the one I mentioned. Let me just take the wrapper off. I don't know anything about this one. This was in the Drew Estate section. So maybe is it Drew Estate? I don't know. It's called. Shoot, what is the name of this one? So it's got a kind of a really dark kind of label. It's called the Army of Angels,
Never
and
heard
I
that.
don't know anything about this, but Cigar Prop. Um, his logo was on. This is at Corona Cigars, which is a high end cigar shop, but they had his Cigar Prop's picture, and I think he had rated this as his number one pick for 2022. So they were promoting him at the at Corona. So I think we need to get you the Opus section for
that.
for Richie's Out of Order cigars. I'll see what I can do. No promises. And this is a cool one. So this was you know more about this than I do. I don't know anything about this, but the Tobacconists Association of America, the TAA.
Hmm?
I know I've smoked cigars from them before, and if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you know that the companies submit their like best selection to be
Yes,
um
TAA. Yes and no. So TAA.
okay,
So it's a yearly thing, right? And so different, and it's not like every year it's the same. Um, so, for example, like Padron one time had a TAA. I don't know if they still do. Gurkha
okay,
had a TAA. TAA, it's Tobacco Association, so they don't make the cigar at all. But that will be a company's submitted version um,
right.
for that festival or whatever the hell. I don't know, whatever they do.
Yeah. So there
Um,
was a bunch of them. Yeah, with the TAA logo, and you wouldn't even know what it was until you look at the back. So this is the TAA Tatuaje, and I heard this one is good from the guy at Corona. I got these at Corona. Yeah, so this one it wasn't cheap. It was like 14.50. Um, but it's called the Tatuaje. Oh, so it's Connecticut broadleaf. So this one I'm excited to try, and then this one was the EP Carrillo TAA Sumatra.
you know,
So I'll let you know.
Rocky Patel 2 years ago. I reviewed one of his TAA cigars, and it was terrible.
Oh, okay, yeah. So maybe it isn't their best. It's probably what they're. It's probably something they probably when they submit it,
Well,
it's
all I'm
probably
saying
a
is
different.
terrible situation. You know what I'm saying? Though, it's this like the TAA Padron was ridiculous.
Okay, so they're making that whatever TAA version they're making for the TAA isn't something that already exists in their
Ge-
line, right? They're
Generally
not
not.
taking like the. Okay.
Lots of times it's the same shit, just a different size. For example, there's a TAA Gurkha. Uh, was it Nicaragua or oh shit, I can't remember which one it was, but they had it right next to the regular stuff, and the TAA was just a more interesting size, which was different, and you know the size
Okay.
doesn't affect the blend, but it was a little more money, so it's like okay, so same cigar, just a different size. Is it worth the extra money? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this way though, I've never seen a TAA cigar that looked worse than the regular blend. So if anything, is it better or more attention to detail? I couldn't verify that because once again, each company decides what they want to do.
Right. Yeah.
I've never
Right.
seen Davidoff TAA I've never seen a Fuente TA, and I don't know why.
Yeah, interesting. And they also had an Illusion TAA, which I want to try. So next time I go, it was a little pricey. I want to say it was maybe 15, 16, maybe $17. So, but I'll let you know about those two that I picked up. This one isn't. This is more of a new for me. I've never had this before. This is the Epic brand, and I don't know much about them, but I've seen them in the shops, and I want to try it. So I I I might be mistaken. There was one company that I saw that was AJ Fernandez. It might be this one, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but it might be an AJ Fernandez
What is it
company.
called?
Epic, and this is like a Lonsdale. And the name, what is this one? This is a Habano Lancero. Oh, sorry, Lancero.
The brand is
Um,
Epic.
the brand is called Epic. Here, I'll take the
I
so you can
feel
see
I
the
feel
back.
like I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah, that's the label or the font they use.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
And
that
the
Fernandez?
I don't quote me on it. I for whatever reason that's what I think I remembered, but don't quote me on it. If someone knows or can Google it, but that's what the label looks like, and I've
Okay,
seen a bunch of them.
I've had an Epic before one time a while ago because I remember that band. I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that cigar a lot. So that was a new release though.
No, I don't. Well, I shouldn't say no. I don't think so. Um, I don't. I picked it up because I've never had an Epic cigar, and so I've been seeing them in the stores, and I'm like, sometimes I judge, because I like buying singles and venturing into like trying new things. I figured I'll give it a shot. And there's also another brand I was talking to PG about it. Viaje. I know they've been around, but
Oh, dude, Viaje, that was a monster brand. Like as far as a boutique in New York, when that came out, guys were going nuts for Viaje, and they
okay.
had a whole. Matador's a high end store. They dedicated like a whole like three small shelves to Viaje and like Caldwell and like back in the day. I don't see Viaje anywhere, man. The Viaje
Hmm.
had one that was really spicy, like like tons of jalapeno paper, and I can't remember the name of it. Um, I don't see them anymore. You see them or no?
I see them. I do see them. There's one shop in particular, um, Cigar Castle, and they have a pretty good selection of them. And I have seen some online reviewers talking about some of the cigars that I see at Cigar Castle. One of them is like a holiday version. Maybe it's released every year. It's like a holiday, I don't know, a holiday commemoration cigar. I don't know what you would say I
Oh
would
yeah,
call
doesn't
it.
it have like funny shit on the band?
It has like it looks like the one I saw had like a very like a Christmas like an ornate Christmas themed band. And then they had another one like it was a birthday something. I can't remember the name. What it was something
I remember
birthday.
it was the brand that would do stuff for Thanksgiving, like a stuffed turkey on it and stuff like that. Was that VI or someone else?
That I don't know. I've never seen that one. I have seen the Christmas one though, and they have this is the one that I can speak to that I've had once. It was the geisha, and that one is has like a Japanese, like a black, if I remember correctly, that has like Japanese letters on it, um, and it's pricey. I think I ended up paying like $20 for it. I usually don't spend that much for a cigar, but I liked the presentation of this cigar, and I hadn't had Viaje, and I think I asked the guy about it, and he said it was good, so I tried that, and I remember it being kind of like a more medium, maybe slightly medium to full, but more on the medium side, and just a smooth cigar. I can't really compare it to anything. I would just say that if you like um, kind of a more complex, smooth cigar, that one you're not throwing your money away. Even though it is, I wish it was a little bit less expensive, like $15 price range. I think I would probably get it again. But at $20, I don't think I'm going to try it again. Although I do, like I said, I do remember it being somewhat memorable. So I picked up another rare pink. That's more show and tell. um, so
Is it, Oh, but no,
Yeah,
dude. Remember, dude. Somebody said that wasn't a good cigar.
I don't know who. It wasn't me.
No, I'll make it. No, no, it was somebody recently that took down his cigar video.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We won't say his name. His name shall not be said on this channel. Yeah,
uh,
the Mr. I hate Fuente. But anyway, maybe he doesn't hate Fuente, but so yeah, so the rare pink. I wanted to try this size. This one was $25. So I think that was a pretty good deal considering the other the other shops I've seen what they sell these for. They had the short story version that was 20, and then they had the is it the bestseller? What's the other size that's slightly bigger than the
sure, and
short
bestseller.
story? The bestseller. That one was I want to say like
Bestseller's
23, maybe.
fat, signature's longer and
Yeah,
skinny.
yeah. So I think this size will be good for me because the first one I had was the bestseller size, and as I mentioned, it started to unravel on me, and I don't blame that on the cigar. I think it was just how it was. It wasn't kept in the right conditions, but I could tell it was a good cigar, and I was able to at least enjoy it as best I could with it. The wrapper unraveling. But this one, I'm gonna make sure I keep it in my humidor for a while so that I don't have that problem, and that way I'll get a good experience. I'll have a good idea of what it's like considering the size. Um, so this one was kind of cool. Again, I don't know if it's new, but it might be. This is um, what is? I thought this was a. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought when I got this that it was a Crown Heads. Hold on. Maybe it's not a Crown Heads. I don't know why I thought it was a Crown Heads. It's called the Moss Igneous. Okay, so maybe someone can look this one up. I thought it was a Crown Heads, and it wasn't until I just looked at it that I realized it may not be. But it could be. But it doesn't have the Crown Heads logo on it. So it actually has like a little. I guess it's a what is that? An M or something logo on it.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm not sure what this is, but it's called the Moss Igneous. I was gonna show it to you as a new Crown Head cigar, but again, I just realized it's not. So interesting. Um, this one. So I wanted to ask you: have you had this? This is an Aganorsa, Guardian of the Farm.
Okay, that was like the first second horse I ever had that I can remember because I'm sure they've had other stuff that I didn't know was Egan Orchard, but that one when that came out, the Guardians of the Farmland, that was a hot cigar. I'm going back like 5 years ago. That the Warp Guardians of the Farmland, like guys were going nuts because like it was a really good, strong Nicaraguan cigar. And if you like a Lugion and that kind of feeling, it was like that. But I liked it better than a Lugion. The Guardians of the Farm was a really good Nicaraguan cigar. Did you like it?
So I had the Guardians of the Farm before, but not this one. The one I had a red label on it. It was a red, I believe it was red, band on it. Or at least this part where it's black, I think was red. The reason I got this one is because the guy, the salesman at Corona, we were going around the shop and we were talking about a bunch of different cigars, including that new Freud cigar. Ah, shit, I just forgot the name of it. But anyway, I've started to see that one pop up on some people's top top 10 list for 2022. It's something Freud with it starts with an A. I just blanked on the name. We were talking. I asked him about that cigar. I was asking him about a bunch of like Atabays and whatnot. Anyway, the guy seemed like he knew his stuff, and he told me that this cigar was it's $8, so it's a relatively affordable cigar. Because $8 nowadays is like eight
Yeah, I
dollars
know.
now is like the old $5
Well,
back in the
$8
day.
there, $10 here, so
Yeah,
even then
but
that's cheap.
yeah, and he recommended that one, so I'll let you know. I haven't smoked it yet. I picked up a bunch of Law Roars, but I'm not gonna. Everyone knows what knows those. I picked up. I had the Basin. I talked about this one already, but everybody's. I mean, I walked into when I went into a cigar that one cigar shop, cigar Cutter's cigar. That's the one that I bought the Puro Ambar. He was smoking this one, and it's like everywhere I go, this is like the new hot cigar right now. The Amazon Basin by CAO.
Wow.
So I really want to try this one. Um, and I'm sending one to you to try as well. So, um, I mean,
Yeah,
this one looks
that
like
one
it's
I'll probably gonna do like a regular review on that one.
yeah. I mean, this one looks like it's been sitting for a while. So I don't know if this is from the original batch or what, but it's definitely not. You know, you could tell it was sitting in this wrapper
That would
for some
happen to
time.
me.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try this one, and like all the shops now are starting to carry it. I'm starting to see kind of like the Allegiance when it came out. Like you know, first you didn't see it, and then it starts trickling in, and now everyone's talking about it. So yeah, the CAO
The
basin.
recent years, and we're going back a while, but uh, that was like a boutique line in the sense with the NCAO where guys, I mean, not like to like the level of like LFD, Andalusian Bull, but when the stores got them, they generally went pretty fast because it wasn't a regular production. It wasn't like CAO. I don't know, pick and choose whatever one you want. Brasilia, which is always around. The basin was not always around.
Right, and I never tried the first basin, and I was always curious about it. So I'm really excited that they re-released it, and I picked up a bunch of them. So they're not cheap. I want to say they go for here they're going for like 14, $15. So you know elsewhere, what did he say? The new basin now has two extra years of age. Okay, so interesting. That explains it.
And what's up,
So
Larry? And shout out Jeremy. How's your boss?
Jeremy, Opus Whisperer.
Yeah,
This one, this one I wanted to show you because I know you like Roma Craft. I do as well, and I've never seen a Cro-Magnon Lonsdale,
wow.
so that was pretty cool. And the shop that I got it at was the same place where I got the Rare Pink Cigar Castle. Um, they had a shit ton of Roma Craft at really good prices. I mean, the Roma Craft generally is a really good price, but I saw cigars that they had there, like the Neanderthal, I think it's called the Baca, which I have it here to
Yeah, I
show.
haven't tried that one
The
either.
Baca is one of the um, more pricey Roma Crafts, and I'm sending you one of those too because I know I want to hear your. I haven't smoked it yet, so I wanted to hear your take on it.
Interesting.
Here's yeah, the Baca is this is the Baca. And these again, these are more show and tell because these have been out for a while. But a lot of people don't
Dude,
know about Roma Craft.
I've never seen the box, bro. Roma Craft, bro, is a really solid brand. Like so far, I haven't had one of their cigars. I was like, that's bullshit. Like,
No,
like
yeah. I mean I for whatever reason I gravitate towards the Cro-Magnon. I think I've tried not all of their different brands, but then they have all different
that's the one
shapes
I would
too.
probably smoke the most because the Cro Magnon I'm very happy with, and it's not.
Yes. Yeah, exactly, and it tastes good. It's a tasty cigar, and
Yeah,
I think for the price, I mean, you can get a Cro-Magnon here for like 5, $6. May not be like the biggest size one, but
bro. But
it's still an enjoyable cigar.
yeah, the Cro
Uh,
Magnon. And you know what though? I remember hearing they talked about how they worked with General Cigars to procure tobacco for some of their sticks. I wonder
okay,
who get their tobacco from and who rolls their cigars.
yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I have a feeling the one shop that has the big selection probably would know, but I'll find out. I'm sure you could
Because
just
that's a
Google it.
brand like I know nothing about. I know it's like two hipster guys or something like that.
Yeah,
But like, what is like who makes their shit? Also, is it like Gurkha? Do they have multiple companies making their stuff? That can happen too. When you're a smaller boutique company or your company just doesn't have a factory, in this day and age, though, you could just make, hey, I want you to make this cigar, and it's not like companies are loyal. We're like, oh, well, if Essentia made Aroma Craft, then if they say, well, but if you go with another company with another cigar, we won't make it for you. Nobody cares. They just want business. So, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Though,
Yeah, and
um,
Uncle Larry just said they roll their own cigars. So
who's that?
Uncle Larry just made a comment that they roll their own cigars. Maybe he knows more about Roma Craft.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Where do they have their own factory? That would be news to me.
oh, so he
That
likes
would be
yeah. So
that would
Uncle
be news.
Larry could probably tell us more about Roma Craft,
Yeah.
as I don't know. Oh,
I,
this is the Don Lino. You were right. That was the one I was gonna show you. I know it's not new, but it's new for me. I've never had it. I know it's been around for a
that came
while.
years ago. As far as I know, it's enjoyable, man. It's a really good
Uh,
stick.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to try it just to try it because again I've seen it forever, and it's one of those cigars like you see it, but you're like, should I get it or not? And I usually end up.
And
For
what
me, I usually pass up on it, but this time I saw it for a good price. I want to say it might have been like 6, 7 bucks. Um,
I was literally about to say $7, bro. I'm pretty good, man. I was about to say, would you pay
yeah,
$7?
yeah. So maybe it's like the $7 Florida price is like $8, $9 somewhere else, maybe
No, believe
more.
it
I
or
don't
not,
know.
I paid like $5.99 because I got it in the clearance bin. So
Oh yeah,
here, the clearance bin doesn't mean it's discontinued. It just means if they're rotating stock and if a box has like two left, they just dump in the clearance bin. So you can find some
gotcha.
cool shit in the clearance bin. Here's the problem though. It's always like four or five bins and there's a bunch of shit thrown together. So like you gotta like go through a whole bunch of stuff to try to find one good cigar that you want. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, someone just commented about Skip Martin. I don't know. I don't know him. I guess he's a cigar reviewer. I don't know. Um, this is one I wanted to show you because a lot of people may not have ever seen this one. This is the Yagua. So this one is
Yeah,
a
that's
you
the
know about
guy out
that.
of Tampa.
So J.C. Newman,
Yeah.
they make this cigar each year, and I guess they only make a limited amount. And I think if I remember correctly, the way they do this, they don't use a press. So there's
Yeah.
like some unique way how they make the cigar, like the real like old school way. I think they wrap it in a leaf or something
Yeah.
like that.
I thought it was what's it called? Palm tree, right?
That I don't know. I looked it up, but I can't remember what kind of leaf it was. But
I thought palm tree. I thought that cigar was good. It wasn't a great cigar, but it was worth trying. It's not a
that's
strong.
yeah.
It's a
I
very
just want to try it. Yeah,
it's a
just to
very
see.
buttery, oily cigar. But I'm not sure if they changed the blend.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that they had it. It was funny because it's like a $10 cigar. Maybe it was like 11 or 12, but it was in that price range. But they had on the box limit two per customer, so you don't see that very often. Usually you see the
Well, now
limit
with
two
Jim,
per customer.
oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I would put that under. It's an interesting cigar to try, but it wouldn't be on my list for like box worthy. But I would say try it once and see how it hits. Especially your palate, it's not really that strong. So, but it's a very oily, buttery cigar. So when you're in the mood for that, then have that.
sure.
Don't have that
Okay.
in the night and you wanted a strong one. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll smoke it. I'll probably just smoke it maybe in the morning. But
Yeah.
Saka, I want to mention Saka. Sako, sorry, San Sako sent me a bunch of CDS cigars and some other ones that I don't know what they are. So I'm gonna be trying them out in the coming week, and to give him my honest feedback
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
Casa de Saka. So I'm excited to
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah.
Um,
You have to take notes.
yes, very detailed notes.
Well, you just
And this,
what you felt overall, profile, strength, and what notes you got, and what was the message of the cigar. You know.
yeah, and I'm gonna give honest feedback because I know he's perfecting the art of the Casa de Saka. Sako, sorry, I keep saying Saka. Sako. I'm getting confused with Steve Saka. And I'm gonna make sure that I give him my honest feedback, and I'm sure they're gonna be great. But if not, I'll let him know. Like I'm gonna. That's the deal
You
we made.
but see,
But
yeah,
it's Saka certified. Come on, it's
it's
gonna be good.
it's dude, that funny shit you did the Sacco. You wrote the numbers on the cigars. Dude, you play crazy games like that, man. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then this one I got for based off one of the Wrench Gang's recommendations. This
What's that?
was shoot, who do we have on the last two nights ago? That was I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry, I'm getting old and my memory's bad.
Oh,
But we were talking about the Fiero Tego, Fiero Tego, and he had mentioned this cigar. Oh, come on, it was I'm sorry. I hope it'll come to me. Your name. I apologize. But one of the Wrench Gang members
that's all right.
recommended this one. This was the elite. Oh man, the allegiance. The no,
Oh,
Allegiancia.
Lone Star.
Oh, Lone Star. Thank you. I'm sorry, Lone Star. Um, but yeah, he recommended this cigar, and I've had the. We were talking the Nate Shermans. I had mentioned it a while back that there were some Nate Shermans that I had smoked with his the Fierro Tago's name on them. It just had it on the label right under, Nate Sherman. And I
Yeah.
just happen to know that I recognize that the ones that the and I know the Nate Shermans are discontinued, but obviously Lone Star mentioned that I guess they took over the company and started to put their names on the band. But it was those particular Nate Shermans that I noticed tasted better than the others. So I knew about this guy, and this was a $20 cigar. I think it might
Wow.
have been, yeah, it was $20. So it wasn't a cheap cigar, and I normally wouldn't have bought this, but Lone Star recommended it, and like I said, that my good experiences with those Nate Shermans that were produced by Fierro Tego, I was so impressed by them that I'm like, I got to try it. So I became kind of a fan of his from those Nate Shermans.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's is a solid brand. I don't like the entry level stuff, but when you get to Timeless and some other of their blends, they had a 1930 I really liked. But the Timeless is what put them on them. I could smoke Timeless over and over again. Um, but I know the old stock is gone, so I haven't tried the new Timeless. Have you?
so I had a Timeless. I believe it's from the new stock, and I might have got it on in there was maybe about a year ago. Cigars.com had some really good deals, and I remember picking up. I believe I bought Timeless in one of those deals, the Timeless, and I've had it. I believe it's the new version. And again, I know I've had some of the new versions because the Fiortego name on the band. So I like them. So I mean, it's more of like a classic type of cigar, great with coffee. You could smoke it pretty much any time in the day. That's how I think of Nate Sherman's, and I'm kind of maybe I'm a little biased too because um, I had a history like whenever I would because I told you I grew up in Jersey and Philly, and so going to New York was always like an adventure for me. I always looked forward to going to the city, and I would always make a point to stop at the Nat Sherman. I keep saying Nat Sherman store, and I just loved that store. I always had a great experience there, especially like when I was young, just getting into cigars. A lot of times you're overwhelmed or intimidated when you walk into a cigar shop. But every time I would go there, and maybe people had different experiences than I did, but every time I would walk into that shop, the clerks were always so courteous, and their customer service was like just on point, and they took their time, and they would spend like an hour with you. It was like you're walking into like they treated everybody like as though they were going to spend like $1,000 or more.
You talking
That's how
about
I was treated.
at a Nat Sherman store?
The Nat Sherman store, it was like on was it Second or Third Avenue. It's
You
not
talking
there
about
anymore. What's that?
in Manhattan?
In Manhattan.
I never went
Yes.
to that one, but it was around forever, and I knew people were
Right.
really sad when it closed down. Um,
Yeah.
Sadly, I never went to it because I heard really good things about it.
That's what I'm saying. And they always had a good selection of cigars, not just Nat Sherman. They had everything. Um, and they had a really a big humidor, and they always had those cool like little cigars accessories and the nice cutters and all that
Either
lighters and all that
they
stuff.
sold it. I'm sorry, I don't know if they lost their lease or whatever it was.
Chewy.
You see, they had this gigantic humidor in the place, and they ended up. I don't know if they sold it or gave it an auction.
Heavy.
Um, and I think it had 5,000 Nat Sherman Cuban cigars from back in the day
Oh wow.
that they never saw. They never used them. Like they were there. Like that was their cigars. So I'm not sure if it was from the '60s or '50s, but I'm talking about it was like five. Dude, it was like it was ridiculous. You know how much?
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about look like the biggest like if somebody had like a huge um like for furniture, like when people have a huge what's it called? You have your glasses and drinks, like a huge what would that be called?
Yeah, like not like a cabinet, but where you would display everything, right?
Yeah, but I mean, but
Display
massive
cabinet,
with
right?
with all different kinds of drawers. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
But my point is though, bro, it had so many cigars, and I think they in the video they let the guy open up the door and just smell it. And he was just like, "Holy shit!" Like he's like, they didn't let him smoke any though.
you
He
see,
said
you see,
that's a lot of opener packs. Yeah.
yeah, I think the Nat Sherman. I think the problem was, maybe they had like the Rocky Patel syndrome before Rocky Patel or Gurkha, where they made so many different blends. And
Yeah.
I think my experience was probably different than others because when I went to that Nat Sherman shop, that's where I would typically buy them when I would make those trips to Manhattan. I didn't go there often, maybe let's say, I don't know, 4 times a year,
Yeah.
maybe three. But when I went there, I would always, again, because they were so helpful, they would pick out the one, they would make those recommendations for the ones they already knew were good. So I was always smoking the Nat Shermans that the salesmen knew were good, had tried and were tested, and so they were the ones I was buying. I wasn't messing around with any of the other ones. I would always take the ones they would recommend. So that's probably why I have a very good memory of Nat Sherman's because I was probably getting the ones that
Well, they
were
probably
the
had the best shit at their store, man.
oh yeah, I mean they had everything. It was just an awesome store. I was so sad when I heard that it had closed. I remember the Monte Cristo store too.
Mm.
That was a huge store. I remember going there as well. The one place I hadn't gone to that I really want to is the Barclay Rex, which you had mentioned before. For whatever reason, I don't know why,
Oh,
I had never been in that lounge. And is it more than one lounge or how many?
yes. So you walk in, and I believe on the first floor is the humidor, right? But you go down
Okay,
steps, and they have a lounge like in kind of like the basement. I didn't hang out there. The lounge is like if you buy cigars.
okay.
You walk in though, there's a black door on the left. It's just a black door, and there's a girl there, an attractive girl,
Vixen, cigar Vixen,
younger and
a man.
hotter. She was like a 22-year-old hot blonde. And that door goes to upstairs. And the upstairs lounge is private only, members only. But I was with members. You know what I'm saying though? And I was
Okay,
driving the mayor, and he wanted like a driver bodyguard because, dude, he went to like three different. We went to David off Brooklyn, David off Manhattan, and David off Manhattan. And each place he dropped like 5,000 in one day. He was stimulating the economy. He was just, dude. At each place, they pulled out a shopping cart. They go, "Oh, I'm not gonna use his real name, but because I call him the mayor,
yeah.
but his name is John. Oh, John." And the manager like snaps his finger, and they pull out a shopping cart, and they just had a guy follow behind him. He's like, "Yeah, you have this? Yeah, I'll take 5 boxes. Oh, you got Opus Purple Rain, or you got this? Yeah, I'll take 2 boxes." And then he's like, "Oh, what would you like to do with it?" Put half of my locker here, and the other half, give it to Big D. Yeah, and I'm carrying bags into my Corolla, bro, bro. Like you can't. So when we got to the Barclay Rex, man, we go up there and like high end lawyers. The guy that ran the stock exchange, he's retired now. He was there. I was smoking cigars with him. He was a regular guy,
That's
but
awesome.
he told me his divorce cost him $30 million. So I was like, ah, fuck,
Oh man. So that's probably half. So you had the other half.
bro.
He's worth at least 60.
Yeah, he's only worth 60 million, bro. That's the kind of guys that in the upstairs lounge. Not me. I was just the driver, but that's you know what I'm saying though. That's the kind of guys. Dude, George Bush has a humidor up there,
Oh man. Probably Arnold Schwarzenegger. Probably all the famous celebrities. They
bro.
all that's where they go.
Yeah, bro. Like stupid names, like you know what I'm saying though. Like I was looking through like because they're walking humidor. I'm sorry, the upstairs they have all the boxes, for the private guys, but it's a huge glass room outside of that. So even the room is humidified.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go. Oh, you froze, Big D. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, come back on. So, yeah, I haven't been to Barclay Rex. I really want to go. So, if else has been there, I don't even know where it's located. But I need to go next time I come to the city. That's where I'm going.
Are we back?
Oh, you're back on. Yeah. Yeah. So where is
So that
Barclay
place,
Rex?
bro.
Yeah. Where's
Okay,
it
so it's
located?
way downtown in the financial district.
Oh, by Wall Street. Yeah, where the World Trade Center used to be located. Where the World Trade Center was in that area.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
lower the
close to.
lower east side. The lower east side or west side. Wait.
It's
It's been a while.
no, that'd be the. I think the financial. I don't know, bro. It's way down
Lower
there. I
West
don't know.
Side's the financial district. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the financial. It's down there. I'm not. I don't remember exactly. I went there one
At
time.
least I know where it's at. At least all I need to know is in the lower side, the lower east side, west side. I'll find it.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you'll find it, Barky Rex, man. And it was if you could pay a one time fee to go upstairs, but I don't know how that works. I don't. I think it's a member, and dude, I mean, you got ex presidents keeping their cigars there, like you know.
Maybe I'll run into somebody. You never
Yeah.
know.
Oh, definitely there, man. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I wanted to mention. So I went to Cigar Castle, and I know people don't know that shop, but anyway, um, I ran into a guy there. This guy was like a legend. Like he was telling me these stories. It was unbelievable. Like he knew shoot, Carlito's sister. I can't remember her name. Anyway, he knew her. He knew Carlito's sister. He told me that the Tampa Sweethearts, which is that I know some people order from them, that was the. I sent a picture of that place to you. It looks like a house. It's in Ybor City. I found out that that's run by Carlito's brother. So if you remember, like the story, I'm not that familiar with the Fuente family story, but I did watch like a short documentary on YouTube. But apparently, Carlito, when he took over the business from Arturo, originally Arturo was going to hand the business down to the first son. I think his name was maybe Arthur. I want to say Arthur, but I might be wrong. But in any case, he didn't want it, and so Carlito ended up getting the business. But I think Carlito's brother, is the guy who works at Tampa Sweethearts. I don't quote me on that. I need to verify it, but that's what I was told
So
by this one
that
guy.
was the house that he grew up in, right? And they made cigars in the house.
Oh, maybe that's it. That would be interesting. So I went there, and I went there specifically not to buy cigars, to talk to him, because I originally knew it was a family member,
They
but I
used
didn't.
to
I
make
thought
cigars out of their house in Tampa, but that was when they were able to get Cuban tobacco. And I'm not sure what wrappers they were using, maybe Connecticut Shade or who knows, whatever. But they'd make their own cigars, and it wasn't a Cuban Puro, but they had Cuban. It was Cuban tobacco. Then when the embargo happened, all right, because at that time, Tampa, Florida made more Cuban cigars than Cuba. Did you know that?
yeah, I
Because
remember hearing about
it
that.
was the money was here. So why would you just buy the tobacco from Cuba, age it here, and then make it here, right?
And then
Um,
the revolution occurred, and then
the
Carlito went
embargo
down,
happened
and
in 1962, 64,
yeah,
and no more Cuban tobacco can be imported. And so they said they had some tobacco they could make for a while, but then they ran out.
right,
That's where they remember he went to, I think, Nicaragua, and then they remember the factory got burned down, and then he went to,
yes, Dominican, right? Yeah, and that's where they ended
but
up
he went to
staying.
Nicaragua first.
Yeah, interesting.
So I mean, dude, they had a lot. Dude, they were struggling in the '60s, in the '70s because imagine you invest down in Nicaragua after you couldn't get Cuban tobacco anymore, and then and I think they would say like in the beginning like the quality wasn't up to what they wanted because it's not like Nicaragua in the '60s was like what it is now.
Right.
Nicaragua took 50 years to get to where it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a very poor country. Even now, I was told it's a very poor country. Um,
Well, I'm talking
and
about with the quality of the tobacco. Like
oh, right,
you can't just go to Nicaragua and say grow tobacco. You're talking about maybe 3-4 years out because you got to grow it, ferment it, age it, roll it, age it again, and then you know what I'm saying though. So it's like and that first shipment after that, once you get things rolling. But even then, you could have bad crop seasons, and if you don't have a lot of stock, or if your stock goes on fire, or where remember Padron? They burnt down his warehouse in Nicaragua. Remember that?
I don't know much about the Padron history. I need to look into that.
Oh, he got screwed because during the Cuban Revolution, afterwards, anyways, Padron himself went to Cuba and he actually met with Fidel, but he met with Fidel to kind of like, don't quote me on this, but to try to get release some people. You know what I'm saying? Though that were prisoners.
Okay, okay.
And when he went there, though, of course, when they took a picture of him next to Fidel, so people back in Nicaragua burned down his factory saying you're a communist.
Oh
But that
man,
couldn't be farthest from the truth.
yeah, it's a
So,
shame, man. All that
dude,
Padron
imagine all
tobacco.
that work. Imagine your cigar factory, right? And it's not like I'm sure you had insurance. Like, oh yeah, just replace all your tobacco. Like, bro, that's
Yeah,
some major hits. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And then I think Fuente, the documentary, I think they went through so much adversity with whether it be their factory burning down by accident or hurricanes. It was like one thing after the other, where at any point in time they could have just given up and pursued a different career path, but they just stuck at it. And look at where they're at today. It's like amazing. But
Yeah,
but
and
but
like cigars back then wasn't like now as far as the volume either. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And the price points, like people back in the '60s were smoking what, like 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent cigars. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
yeah. And so the guy who I met, he again he knows the Carlito's sister, and he was telling me a story about how because I guess Carlito has his own, you know, his like personal collection, that she had one on him and gave it to him,
wow,
and it even had he told me he'd even had a band on it, but it wasn't like a band like any other band. So apparently his own stash, he's still putting like bands on them, but they're bands like for him. and he
bro,
was
that
he
cigar is probably worth a lot of money.
oh yeah, this guy, man, he was just naming all these different brands that aren't even around anymore. He talked about one called the Mule Kick. He said that's the strongest cigar he ever had. This guy was a character. But the cool thing was he knew your show. Yeah, he knew your show. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Like he knew you. He knew Sacco, and then you came on live while I was in the shop. You came on live
He
while
did
I was
the
in the shop, and I showed him, and he's like, "Yeah, I know them." So that's pretty cool. I want to get this guy on the show, man. He's like a walking encyclopedia of cigar knowledge.
oh,
He
dude.
he was telling me stories about like he got the original opuses, and they came in a tin, and like I think a
Oh,
4 or 5 pack tin, I think, or three, I forget. But anyway, this guy was just going off about cigar history. It was awesome, man. His name's Dennis. So I want to try to get Dennis
yeah,
into
dude,
the wrench
get me his
gang.
phone number, dude. It's funny when you run to people, man. I was at a cigar shop. It's called Cigars on 6th Avenue here in Colorado, and they have it's a nice lounge, and they actually had Padrones and Fuentes. That's where I got the Oscuros, the Corona size for like $16 a piece, like a year ago, and I bought two of them. So I'm talking to the guy, whatever, and he's looking at me. He's like, "Wait, wait, you're the guy, right?" I'm like, "What guy?" He's like, "For the cigar channel." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Holy fuck!" And he goes, "All the guys, yo, guys, yo." And so they're all looking, oh, and, I'm shaking their hands. But meanwhile, they're like, and then one guy's like, "I'm watching your show right now. I'm smoking," and he shows me the show. Like
That's awesome.
it was like it was weird because there's a lot of lurkers. There's so many people that you don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Though,
and
like,
you don't know how many people are watching well, back then, I guess when you were doing all the reviews and all,
oh, dude, I had a
you
lot of, but I want to
but
say 90% of my guys, maybe more, are lurkers. You know?
yeah, I mean, you just don't know. I mean, it's like how many thousands of people have watched your channel and know you. So it's so cool. Like here I run into some random guy
Well,
who
right
who
now the channel's up to about 300,000. So as far as
oh wow,
that have watched the show, it's a lot. It's a good amount. You
yeah,
know,
that's impressive, man. That's
it
awesome.
doesn't
I mean,
mean they subscribe. It doesn't mean whatever. But I'm just
but
saying,
they're watching, especially because you're doing reviews of like cigars everyone's interested in, and a good selection of them. So
yeah,
especially
it's it,
obviously the
man.
Opus.
That's
um,
funny. The guy said he knows Sacco.
Sacco, like Sacco's celebrity status now.
dude,
So
dude,
come
Sacco's the
on,
flex.
yeah.
Sacco's like Sacco's.
See, in my opinion, I think we need to do like I know you don't know Wu Tang Clan much, but Wu Tang Clan. One of the keys of their success is that they were so dynamic that all these, the members started to like they were still part of the clan, but they would branch off. So I think we need
Yeah,
like a Sacco channel
and
and a
I would love
Jeremy
that.
channel.
I would love to have a Sacco channel. I would love to just have like a flex channel where like I think people would just watch Sacco roll cigars. Like Sacco could just roll cigars and just people would watch him roll. It's like that. It's therapeutic watching Sacco roll cigars. You know,
Yeah, and of course Notorious Geo and PG
all the
channels.
guys. Oh, dude, dude, we have so many characters on the show, man. You know,
Yeah,
but the flexer, man, the flexer is
yeah, Sacco. Man, come on, no one
he's
can
the
touch.
flexer. He's the grand slam.
Just when you
But
think Jeremy has it, it's like Sokka pulls out the
yeah.
his cigar his guard. What do they call them? The yard guards, the dog walking
Yard
guards.
cigar. His everyday smokes. He's like, yeah, his everyday smoke is a Padron 50. Like, man, you
And the
know.
Atabays. You can't touch the Atabays.
Oh, dude. But on a side note, fuck Gio.
Mini flex. No, Gio's got a nice stash, man. He's coming up, man. He showed me his stash, and I
I
was
don't
impressed.
care. I don't care if Gio won the lottery. He would still be an asshole. You know, I don't know.
And PG, man, PG stash. That's
PG's a class
ridiculous,
act.
man.
PG.
That's
I'll tell you right now, if the boat was sinking and PG and Sacco and Gio were in the water, I'd be like, yo, Gio, you stay there. Sacco, come on the boat. PG, come on the boat. And yeah, I would
Gio
let.
would be like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, hanging on.
Well, I would let Gio hold on to the side of the
Yeah,
lifeboat, but I
yeah.
wouldn't let him in. I wouldn't let
He'd
him
be
in.
all cold, like with the
I wouldn't
icicles
let him
coming
in.
off his nose.
I wouldn't let him. Here's the thing. I love Gio, man. I gotta bust his balls. He reminds me of like my little brother.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
He's a perpetual smart ass, and he gets what he deserves. You know?
The Geo channel would just be out of control.
Oh,
That would just be
the
like
Gio channel. Yeah,
craziness.
yeah. Gio would be like, yo, here's a cigar that I'm not gonna smoke. It's going.
It'd be like the Jerry Springer show, like there'd be fights and Geo be knocking people out. Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be crazy.
yeah. Gio's channel would be called the Vault because he doesn't smoke his cigars. He just puts it away. You know.
I got a couple more I'll show you, and then
Yeah, go ahead,
I'll
go ahead.
hang it up. This one is again. This is more show and tell. This is the Foundation Melanek. Am I pronouncing it right? This is what I wanted to try. And have you seen this one before?
Yes, I haven't smoked it because I chose to smoke the Goliath.
Yeah. So this one I haven't picked up because it's expensive. It was always like the pricier Foundation cigar, and for
I
whatever reason,
the Almec
yeah, I
was
got
more
it.
money.
Yeah, I ended up picking it up for I want to say like um, $14, and
It's
I
not.
remember
It's
it
not
being
even big.
more than that. What's that?
It's not even big. Was it Robusto?
Yeah, it's about a robusto size. It's like a box press robusto, and it's got the pigtail
Yeah, because I think that
end
was
on
like
it.
$16 here in Colorado. The place that had it, uh, shit, was it last year? It was last year, last December. The place that had it, it was like December. It burnt down. There was a
Oh,
fire in
okay.
Colorado last year in like it would be northwest west of me, maybe about 10 miles, not even. And there's a town called Louisville, and that area, nice trendy area. Like, anyways, the whole cigar shop burnt down, complete loss. And that was a high
Oh
end.
man.
They used to have Opus, they had Padron, they had
Oh
everything.
man. It makes you want
Dude,
to cry.
complete loss.
Man,
And it was
that's
a nice lounge.
that's tragic. Yeah.
It was the
I,
outdoor and indoor. They had outdoor lounge you could hang out. You know, guys would like barbecue outside, like, bring a little grill. The whole fucking thing burnt down.
man.
That, that sucked because I used to.
Yeah.
That lounge was a cool place. It's only 10 minutes from here, maybe 12, and like, it is what it is, you know.
And there aren't that many probably good lounges in your area, right? You have to go pretty far to go to a lounge, right?
Yeah, the problem is the chain places suck, and then the good place. There's one in the city, well, two in the city because Cigars on Six is still in the city, but it's like a little off the city. Um, my guy's not a lounge, but he's not in the city, but he's like 20 minutes that way. Um, and then the guys up north, there is oh, there's another one. This is maybe like five, but for a
Okay,
whole
that's not bad.
major
That's not
area,
too bad.
it's the state of Colorado. Really, the state of Colorado is really Denver and like basically 15 miles in a circle around it. Because you get
Okay.
outside of that, you're either in the mountains and you're not going to find cigars up there,
Mm,
or you go all the way out to like Kansas and you're not going to find. You're going to be in the cornfields. You know what I'm saying?
mm, yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, like majority of the population of Colorado is within 15 miles of Denver. Do you know what I'm saying though? And so that's where you're gonna
Yeah,
find a lot.
yeah.
But yeah, the one up north is nice. It's called the Caspar. Not a major selection, but they're very specific on what they carry. It's not. It's kind of a place you go in there. I'm like, I don't have that many cigars. But then what I realized is they had like, let's say, like 20 brands they carried, but they would carry
Okay.
like 10 different kinds of cigars from each brand. They were very specific on what they carried, which is a different way of looking at it. They were not like, oh, we'll just cram every possible cigar or every weird. That's not what they wanted to do.
But
And
it sounds like you're getting some good deals down there because you picked up some sticks at a really good price, like Tampa prices
only
down there
only
in
at the
Colorado.
guy, only at World Class Cigars.
Mm,
World Class Cigars is the only price in Colorado that has good prices. Everything else sucks. The prices suck. They suck.
yeah. Well, that guy's smart because he might be taking a bit of a cut, his profits, but he has return customers because
He
his prices are good.
he has the best customer service. When you ask for matches, he gives you 3 boxes, not one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and he's always throwing me free cigars. Um, and he's
And you
just
go back, and you're going
he's
back, so that tells
dude,
you something.
when you go to leave there, when I go there, he shakes my hand, and when I leave, he shakes my hand. And when I leave, he walks me outside to my car, and we bullshit for
Oh
10 minutes.
man,
You know that kind.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying
yeah.
though?
You got to
And
give him a good Yelp review or Google review.
yeah, no, it is shop. It looks like a little house, and it's on the edge of a highway, and so you wouldn't even realize it's kind of there. It's kind of off the beaten path. Um, so, but he does well though because he has no overhead. It's just him.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he works.
That's
He works 6 days a week, man. Just him. He
uh,
never, dude. He never takes a day off. That's dedication.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, this is another one I wanted to show you because I know you like Black Label. I do as well. And I think I mentioned to you I smoked the Shaolin Killer Bee, which was like a barber pole Killer Bee, and that one's hard to find. But I found two shops that sell it here. Price points around like $14 here. But that's a good cigar. So if you like the Killer Bee, the Shaolin is great, and I have a feeling it gave me a kind of an idea of what the Connecticut wrapper Killer Bee is going to be like. And I also found out the Swarm. I thought that was a different cigar. It's the Killer Bee Swarm. That's what it's called. So the Killer
Oh,
Bee Swarm is the part of the Blackwork Studio
did you ever see that
project.
box press Lancero? It's just called the Viaticum. It's kind of like a Lancero.
I
It
think I
looks.
have. Yeah, I think I have
It's
seen
actually
that
their
one.
most expensive cigar. Out here it was $18, so I didn't do it. But I'm
Yeah.
sure it's great.
No, I saw a couple black labels that were pricing. It probably was that one. Because some of their cigars are reasonably priced. Like the Killer Bee, I want to say is like what $10 at least around here. Maybe it's 12, 13 where you're at. But this one is called the Bishop's.
Bishop.
Shoot, hold on.
I've heard really good things about the Bishop's blend.
Yeah, Bishop's Blend. That's what this one is.
Yeah.
So it's I like the labels on the black
Yeah,
label
that
cigars.
cigar I got has a lot of buzz. I heard a lot of good things. I
Okay.
haven't tried it though.
Yeah, and look at the shape. I mean, it's got a really different. I mean, I've never seen a cigar with that shape before.
Bro,
Like,
that looks like it's gonna be a strong stick.
and I think you're right. I think, and a matter of fact, I think the salesperson told me this is a strong one. So
Well, there's just the band on that. It looks like a scary, intimidating thing, and I don't think it's a gimmick kind of band. Who makes that?
this is Black Label.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
this is
Black Label.
it is Black
Oh, so
Label.
it's definitely gonna be strong.
Yeah. So and I thought the morphine was strong. So we'll see how this one compares with the morphine. The morphine,
I'll pick that up next time I see.
yeah, you
Tori,
gotta try the morphine.
he asked you, did you ever see the Cuba Aliados?
What is the name?
Cuba Aliados.
Is that Black Label?
I don't know.
I've never heard of it. I know the Cuba Cuba.
No,
That's what.
that's
Yeah, I've never
no,
heard
no,
of that one.
no. Cuba Aliados. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Wait, the
Uh,
Aliados wasn't that what I showed earlier?
Yeah,
I don't think it was the Cuba Aliados. It was this one. What is it called? This is the Aliados. This is it. The EPC. This is what I think. Someone else had mentioned it in the chat.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
the Aliados. Is this what they're talking about? Yeah, it's this one. This is EP Carrillo.
Yeah, but does that say Cuba on
Carrillo,
it?
whatever. It doesn't say. Well, maybe it's hard to read the band because it's kind of shiny. But it's the Aliados. So this is probably the one they're talking about because um, oh yeah, this is the one. I haven't smoked a Notorious, so I've seen it in the shop. Like I said, it was in the Monte Cristo section. I
Yeah.
originally thought it was Altatus, but it was Aliado. So I'll let you know. I mean, Corona Cigars has this. That's where
But
I've seen it.
if
That's
it's
the only
EP
place I've
Carrillo,
seen it, I think.
EP Carrillo doesn't make shit, so it's gonna be
No
good.
man, I gain a lot of respect for him, and I've had the green. Oh, that's the other thing. The guy Dennis, who I ran into, the one that knew you, he was telling me about the cigars he thought were extremely strong. He actually told me he inhales cigars, which I was like, wow, you inhale cigars? I was like, he knows you're not supposed to, but he's been smoking cigars longer than I've probably been alive. So, but he said the green, the uh, the EP Carrillo green label, the 601 green. He said he thinks that's the strongest EP Carrillo. He also recommended one that's
No,
oh man,
EP Carrillo 601 is Espinosa.
oh, I take that back. Espinoza. We were talking about the Warhead. I take that back. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
correct.
So 601
Espinoza.
label is the broadleaf Connecticut, which is great. It feels like a cheaper version of the Liga number 9, and it's really good. Um, I've never tried the green. The green label, which one is that one? Habano. Which one's the green label?
I don't know what the. I know I've had it before. I just don't remember what it was, and I had it so long ago. I just don't remember. I don't remember it being strong, but he said that was that's Espinoza's strongest. He was actually smoking another Espinoza I've never seen. It's like something Volume One. I think it's like a Pink Floyd themed Espinoza.
Yeah,
Um,
they made one for rock and roll. They made one like was that one the wall? They made one for like who's that guy? Who's the people that just smoke pot? What's that band?
was
Uh,
it Pink Floyd or was it a different band?
yeah,
I
comfortably numb.
yes, that was maybe that's the name of it. I wrote it down. It was called the Comfortably Numb. That was it. Volume. Now there's 2 volumes. He said
I
volume two
I had
isn't.
one. I had one. I enjoyed it. It wasn't that strong though, but I did enjoy it. But it was a while ago. I don't remember. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I
So
don't
he
remember.
said the volume one is the winner, not the volume two. So
Okay.
maybe I don't know which one you had, but he said the volume one is really good. That's what he was smoking. And then what else did he recommend? The one he mentioned that was the strongest one he's ever smoked is called the Mule Kick. It's not Espinoza, I don't think. I don't. It was some brand that I don't. I think it went defunct. It's not even around anymore. But he was telling me that it was so strong he couldn't walk. But he's inhaling too, so
Yeah,
you know.
that doesn't sound like a cigar. I want the mule kick sounds like a die. Um,
Oh
well,
right,
do
Sako
you remember?
said it was the song. The
Do you
Comfortably
remember
Numb is the
a cigar
Pink
called
Floyd
the
song. That's
Pepper?
right. What's
Do you
that?
remember? It was a cigar called the Pepper Box. Do you remember that?
I don't see. I just started to get onto Espinoza. I
No,
didn't
it
know much
wasn't.
about him.
It was called. I think it was called the Pepper Box, and I think it was 4 small cigars, then wrapped with a wrapper, combining it into a box press. Does that make any sense?
Okay,
It
I got to
made
think
no
about
sense.
that. That sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, so imagine taking like 4 pequeños and then putting a wrapper over it. You could kind of make any fucking blend you want.
Huh. Interesting. That was Espinoza.
No, I
The,
don't
the,
know who it was.
oh, okay. What about? Wait, have you had the Oscar
Well,
Valadez?
which
Have you
one?
had any of his? Because we don't talk about. I don't think anyone's talked about him. I've had them. I've had
Yeah,
some of his cigars.
the new one. I haven't had the new one, which was the newest. It seemed
The
like more.
leaf. The leaf. I
The
think it's
belief
called
I
the one.
had.
Okay, yeah, I've had like some of those, like the Sumatra one. I
Yeah,
remember it being like a decent cigar. Not,
yeah.
it
Contra
wasn't
was.
amazing, but it was decent. And
Yeah,
he has like the one called the McFly. I've had that one. I think it's like Back to the Future themed.
yeah, that was the Connecticut shade. Then he had the other one, the Superfly, which I didn't like.
Superfly.
But
Yeah, I don't remember that one being that
oh,
great.
dude, that was one of my worst reviews. I was in I was in Jersey for some reason at a truck stop, and I ended up throwing the cigar. But here's the thing: I remember I got
The
it
leaf
in
Maduro.
the cigar just came out, and I might have caught a bad one, but literally it was so weak, and I was like, maybe, and then I knew guys liked it, but when I saw the band in the box, it was so cool, and I
Yeah,
was so excited for that cigar, and I probably got a bad one. It was literally a dud, like it was a dud, it's just smoking tobacco. It was so I got a bad one. So I know the guys enjoy that, but after that, I didn't want to ever buy another one just in case.
yeah. Jeremy said he likes the Maduro leaf, so I
Yeah.
can't remember if I've had the Maduro. I probably have. I know I've tried a bunch of them, but not. I haven't tried every single one.
Now
But
here's
it's a
the thing.
brand that I wouldn't. I would definitely pick up if it's at the right price.
If you're looking for strong cigars, don't smoke. Oscar doesn't do strong cigars.
Mm,
That guy's like a chill kind of guy. So his cigars are more relaxing cigars. So I'm not saying they're bad. So you can enjoy them. But if you're looking for like really intense cigars, it's not it's not going to be Espinosa Warhead. It's not going to be that kind of party.
yeah. Oh, the one I did want to mention is the Flor de Antillas. That's the my father. I saw that at Corona.
Yeah, but
It,
that's
it,
the high end version. Which one was that?
man, that was like off the charts for my father. I mean, it was like they all come in wooden coffins. The box is amazing that it comes in. I mean, it looks like a humidor box,
Yeah,
and they were $40 each. So I got to try that one. I mean, 40
that's
bucks
four,
is super
that's
expensive.
4 times the price of the regular version. So what are they doing to that? It has to be special for that
It's
price.
got to be, and it's more than the Garcia and Garcia, and that's
Yeah.
another one I wanted to talk to you about because so the Garcia and Garcia, I smoked it. That cigar was one like par. It's on par, in my opinion, with the Opus X, with the regular line Opus X. I
Yeah.
haven't had the other higher end ones that you and Sacco and Jeremy have had
Yeah.
in Geo, but
That's not too far off because for me, I said it was under the Opus but close. So that's I could totally respect it. It was a great cigar. The
but here's
Garcia,
the thing. But the thing is, this is my problem with that. My problem with it is I could get an Opus X down here for $25. Like sometimes
right?
they're, I get it, it's down here. I get it,
No, but
but
even Garcia up here is $36. So, like,
that's my
if the
point.
Garcia was $20, I would smoke that
That's my
every.
point. That's my point. It's like if you're gonna make a cigar that can compete with the Opus X, that tastes like the Opus X, but the price is the same, but maybe slightly more than an Opus X. It's like why would you select? Why would you choose the more expensive version of Opus X made by my father? So that was the problem I had with that cigar. It wasn't the flavor, and I know folks here are bigger Opus X fans than I am. I'm still exploring the brand. I mean the
No,
lines
great cigar, but it's not a great value. It's expensive for what it is. You
for
know what I'm saying?
sure, and that's my issue with it. I think that had they made it a $20 cigar, I mean, I think it would be one. It's already flying off the shelves, I guess, at the price that it's at. I picked it up here for like $27, 26,
Yeah,
$27.
yeah.
So,
Sell
which
them
is
more
still a
here.
good deal.
Here, those cigars sit because they're selling that cigar for 36.99. They're not
Yeah,
cheap.
and that's the thing is like they're not cheap, and you might be able to get an Opus X for roughly the same price. So, in my view, the Garcia Garcia for sure, it's you're not throwing your money away, but
No,
but
but it's a really high price point.
it's
And
a
here's
high
the
price point.
it's an extremely high price point compared to the brand. My father is a mid tier brand pricing. Even though they're great cigars, they're mostly around $10 to $12. All right,
Right.
so
Right.
that
Yep.
they make their best cigar, and it's roughly 3 times the price of their regular
Yeah,
cigar. But that's asking a lot. Do you know what I'm saying, though?
it is, and that's my issue. And then the other issue I have with it is that it's, in my opinion, it's just like the Opus X and flavor wise. So I almost feel like they were. I mean, maybe it was just my palate, but I think when I was smoking it, some of the other guys said that other people have said that. Um, but for my palate, it tasted almost identical. So I'm thinking it's like, why don't you make something that's a little more unique? It almost seems as though they were trying to just mimic the Opus X and then charge the a similar sell it at a similar
Well,
I
no, they're charging more. Dude,
uh,
regular Open SX pricing is around $20 if you get them at what do you call it? MSRP, with the regular Opus X. So, um,
so it's
it,
cheaper than the My Father. That's my point. If you can
yeah,
get
I
it
get
cheaper than My Father, why pay more money for a My Father when you can spend less for the Opus?
yeah,
That's how
I
I
get
view it.
that. No, but it is a great cigar, but it
It
is a
is a
lot of.
great cigar, no doubt about it. And now that I've had it, at least now I can comment on it. I would like to try it again just
Bro,
to
if
see
that
if I get the
cigar,
same
if that
experience. But
cigar was 18.99, it would
yeah,
fly off the shelves.
yeah,
It would.
and then it would be on par with the other fathers, and that it would be a little bit more, and I would totally understand them
Bro,
charging a
if
little bit
that
more.
cigar was $18 and I see pounds, I'd buy that a lot.
Even 25, I think it would still be worth it. But
Yeah,
at
like I said, I've never
35,
seen it less than 36.
no,
36 is a
no.
lot.
That's a lot to ask, and I wouldn't recommend it at that price. But if you can get it for a good price, for sure,
Yeah.
I would definitely try that. And then, of course, like I said, the La Bijou 100 Años. I tried it once. I was blown away. I got to try it again. I've had the La Bijou, the regular La Bijou,
Did
and
it feel stronger than
it was
the
just it was so my personal experience with all my fathers. I mean, not all of them. The ones that have the really good reputation. The La Bijou, the Judge, the La Opulencia, all those ones. I've had them many times, um, and I think they're good, but they weren't. They're good. I'm not going to knock them, but they weren't. Uh, they weren't. How do I want to put it? They're good for what they are, but they weren't like you know that memorable to me. To me,
Oh, so it didn't hit you right then.
yeah. I mean, trust me, I've had like all of my fathers. There's very few I haven't
Well,
had.
what's your favorite?
My favorite, my father. I mean, I'm not going to talk about Tatuaje because that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I had a really good Jaime Garcia, but just a regular Jaime Garcia. For whatever reason, I had one that was different than the others. So I think there also might be some, I don't want to say inconsistency issues, but there was one that I had that I didn't look at the band and I smoked it. I was like, what is this? It's really good. And then I looked at the band and it was a Jaime Garcia. Because as I mentioned, sometimes I just take the band off and smoke the cigar.
Well,
Uh,
you ever have the higher end um Jaime Garcia? There was like I don't know if it was a 10th anniversary or
I
something like that.
saw it. Yeah, I saw it. It was almost like $20 price
Yeah,
range.
yeah.
And I haven't had that one.
I was at a cigar event, and they had that, and the guy's like, "Well, our best cigar is the Garcia," and let's say it was 30 back then, and then they had the higher end version, the Jaime. It was like 20. He's like, "Nah, I'll smoke that," and actually that was great, bro.
I gotta
The
try that one. Yeah, I haven't had that one, but my point is, the La Bijou 100 Años was very memorable, and so I don't want to hype it up too much, but I would say if you can find it, you definitely need to try it. And I got some more that I'm gonna try.
I've only seen
Uh,
it once. I chose to smoke something else that weekend, so I don't know.
yeah, if you see it, man, pick it up because it's got like a really good fermented tobacco taste. I would say it's on par with. I mean, maybe I'm going a little. It's a stretch to say this, but the 1935 Monte Cristo. I remember when I smoked that, it had a really good like fermented tobacco, natural taste, really good. And that's the same experience I got with the La Bijou
Dude,
100 Años. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and the Chicago I haven't had yet. I need to smoke that one. And then also the Espada. I got that one in my humidor. The Escuro, and I need to smoke that one too. So hopefully next time I'm
yeah,
on, I'll be able to comment on what
yeah,
my experience was with those two. And also the JR version of the 1935. That's the limited edition one
right,
made
right,
for them. I have that too sitting in my humidor that I need to try. So, oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention
right.
was the unicorn. So the Corona cigars, I have not seen it. I mean, it's hard to find online. They had that, and it was $100, which is the price that I've seen online. I mean
That's
that's
actually, bro.
you've had it, bro. Yeah,
If it's like your birthday, you want to treat yourself. That's not a bad present, man. Like the unicorn was crazy.
yeah. I gotta try it, and
So
it's in a small box. It's not a big cigar. Uh, for $100, man. You would hope to get like, this.
At the Barclay Rex.
Yeah, I remember you telling that story. But Corona Cigars has it. If anyone's gonna buy it, at least leave one for me. I might get it one day. And then the Etafal, the Plasencia, they had those for 65. I've seen them in a bunch of shops, Cigars Direct, but it's $65 for a Plasencia. Plasencia already is pretty expensive, but the Year of the Tiger, I'm starting to see those sell out. They're $40, and I definitely want to try
Wow.
that, but I don't know. I mean, I'd probably opt for the $40 Year of the Tiger versus the Etafal, but the Etafal is probably going to go fast and then it's gone. So, I mean, it might be just for the experience. If you really are, if you're a Plasencia fan, you might want to pick that one up. If anyone does try it, I want to hear what their thoughts are on it. I've talked to some people that have already smoked it.
I think Sacco had the Vicentia Tiger.
Yeah, he had the Tiger, and the Tiger, it's on a lot of people's top 20 list. I don't want to say a lot of people. It's on some people's top 20 or top whatever their top list, top picks for 2022. I've seen the Placencia Year of the Tiger. Yeah. Oh, Jeremy smoked it. Okay, which one did you smoke, Jeremy? The Etafal or the Year of the Tiger? If it's the Etafal, I'm really curious. Oh, the Freud Agape. That's the one that I forgot the name. The Freud Agape. That's the. It's named after Sigmund Freud. It's made by what company makes it? I don't know what company makes it, but it was in the Atabase section. I don't know. Maybe it could be United. It could be some other company. But the Freud Agape is another one. It's $30. I've seen it at Corona Cigars, and I've also seen some. That's also on some reviewers' top 10 list. At least one big reviewer's top 10 list. So I don't know anything about the Freud Agape. I did talk to the salesman. He smoked it. He said it was good up until the last third, and then it smoked hot, and he had to put it down. So basically, he got like 2/3 of the cigar. He had a decent experience. So if anyone tries the Freud Agape, please let me know. I want to know what that one's like. And the last thing I'll say is the Alfonso, which I imagine Sacco's already had or is ordering. That one I started to see as well. That's the Atabey, the other cigar. I guess I think it's more pricey than the Atabeys. It might be on par with like the Byron prices. So
Yeah,
the Alfonsos. Yeah,
I think it's more.
yeah, and
It's
I haven't
probably
had that one. I can't afford
yeah.
that one. It's out of my
That
range.
was well, just you know what you do? Take a business trip to California, go hang out with Sacco, and
Just smoke Atabeys all day long. But Atabeys and
yeah, yeah.
Byrons
You
and
know what you do?
Alfonsos.
Offer a deal, like maybe you work on the bonsai trees, for a couple of days,
Like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like the modern day Mr. Miyagi
Yeah, yes,
with
yeah,
guns.
bond. Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi used his hands, but oh well.
Yeah, you see what he said? He said he's getting a box of Alfonso.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Bro,
there's one called the Fuerte, something Fuerte that I was curious about. I think it's Fuerte that I was curious about. So if
bro,
he tries it,
bro,
I gotta know.
Sacco just flexed on you in the comment section.
Oh yeah. Well, the CDS is obviously has got to be his personal favorite, so
Yeah,
that must trump the Atabeys. And
yeah.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna try it. I'm excited.
No, that sounds really good, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
excited for all that, man. But
yeah,
I'm about to crack. I'm gonna try to get to bed early tonight, man. Last night I went to bed too late. I'm gonna try to end the shows a little around 10 because by the time I wind down, I'm trying to get to
yeah.
bed at 30. If I get to bed at 11, dude, I'm up at 5:05, and like
It's
every morning
brutal.
I get up at 5:05. I'm like, fuck the dome. Why did I stay up so late? Say like you
Well,
know
just know that the folks here on the East Coast, we're up sometimes till 2 in the morning, and I have to wake up really early. But it's worth it. It's worth
oh,
it in
oh
my
yeah,
view. The
but
Wretch Gang.
yeah, but the late shows happen like on the weekend. But during the week, the latest I go is 11. But 11 there for you is 1 o'clock. What time do you got to get up?
I usually get up at like 7ish around that
Uh,
time.
that's
So
reasonable, bro. Five
yeah,
5 o'clock is ungodly, and I am in my car
yeah,
by 5:20, 5:25. I'm in my car, and I shower. Like so, when I get up, it's like I get up, my clothes are all set up. She makes my breakfast, and I'm in my car like in like 20 minutes, bro. Like it's not a happy morning. It's just like get up and go. Like it's like,
yeah. But it's worth it sometimes, man, because some of the guys you have on the show is just
oh
really
no,
good conversations,
I put
entertaining. So I'll stay up till 2 in the morning to watch the shows sometimes, even though
yeah.
I'll get like 4 or 5 hours sleep just because I feel like it's all I
Oh,
want
it's
to hear what
totally
someone
worth
has
it.
to say.
But, it's like Richie has feelings too. I have to
Oh yeah, you're the. I mean, if you
no
break
what
down,
I'm
we're done.
sometimes you need at least like that extra half hour of sleep 20 is a big difference. You know what I'm saying? To like
Yeah,
get that
I
sleep.
do. I do want to say one last thing. I want to
Yeah,
comment on the cigar
yeah.
because the I didn't say anything about the cigar when I was smoking it.
Right.
It's a good cigar. It's a good cigar.
What is this?
The Bosphorus. This is the Ozinger Bosphorus. This is the Tim from CAO who I met today. I do recommend it. I got it.
What would you put it from 0 to 5?
It started to pick up strength right around the midpoint, and now I'm at the last third, and
No, no,
it's
I
picked
mean
up some strength.
point system just as
Oh,
regular.
a 1 to 5, and overall, I would give it a a high three, low four, maybe, but definitely in the high threes. It's a quality cigar
So it
for
sounds
12, 13
pretty-
bucks. It's
like
not bad.
a 3.9.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best cigar you're gonna ever have, but it's. I think for 13, 14 bucks, you're starting to push it a little bit, and I think that's the price point. I think it's like 13, 14 bucks, but
It's
it's
before
worth trying.
before
It's
the
worth
price.
trying.
For the price, you're saying it's not a high value. Um,
You know what? Some people might like it because some people might like it more than I did. So I would say try it for sure. It's on again. It got like a 91, 92 on Cigar Aficionado. So I mean, obviously, some people don't put a lot of stock in Cigar Aficionado, but
yeah.
I would recommend it, and I will try it again. It's not a cigar that I'm gonna say I would never try it again. This is my second one, and it does have some unique flavors. It's just it's not something I would smoke like all the time, but I don't I
It's
you got to try it.
part of your journey. It's like you spend one night with it, but it's not something like you have to. It's not like mind
Yeah,
blowing. You know.
no, it's not mind blowing, but
That
for
was just
some people it may be. I don't know. Some
um,
people might really like it. Like the Olmec. Some people really love the Olmec.
yeah,
I think the Olmec's good. I got to try it more. I wasn't blown away by it, but I think it's a good cigar.
yeah.
So I think this is like on par with like the Olmec as far as like that price range. I mean, some people obviously were going to buy the boxes of the Olmec. So, but for me, I thought it was a good cigar to try. I
The
don't know if I'd buy boxes of them.
the Olmec I love, man.
So if you buy, yeah, see, so I guess everyone's different. I'm not knocking the Olmec. It's a good cigar. I got to try it some more.
No,
I think when people smoke this Bosphorus, I think that what it's going to be like, they'll be confused by it, and they're going to be like, "What the hell did I just smoke? I got to try it again." I guarantee if you try the Bosphorus, you're probably going to have it more than once because it's very strange. It's a different type of cigar. So, and I'm not just saying that because Tim was a cool guy. I'm saying that definitely try it. And it's getting a lot of hype. So
well, yeah,
uh,
that would fall like under experimental, but which if you think about
sure.
with CEO, the origins of CEO was experimental. The CEO
Mm,
were known for in the beginning was to make tobaccos from all over the world, like some weird shit. And before they went like mainstream on the general, but even now they're still doing like some weird stuff with the basins. The
yeah,
Firewalker was the first cigar to use tobacco buried under a volcano. So okay, it's not necessary, but it's interesting.
yeah. And the mortar coil, I know that was part of the Firewalker
Yeah,
Walker series.
motor
You told me
coil.
about it.
Try the motor coil again because I tried it like right when it came out, and I wasn't a huge fan. But I want to try it again because sometimes you try something that let's say came in that day or the day before, and the cigar I feel sometimes they're in shock. Like you know what I'm saying? No, because especially let's say in New York. if you're smoking in the wintertime and like some guy just transferred the cigar from his distributor in the back of his like minivan, and like I remember one time the guy had a minivan full of cigars at the cigar shop, and he had the back gate open, and he was just going back
Yeah.
grabbing like 2 or 3 boxes and going back in, but all the stock was in the back of the van, and the gate
Okay.
like 10 degrees outside. So like
Uh,
if like the guys loads up the cigars and you go in there and smoke it like the next day, those cigars were at 10 degrees. It's not good.
yeah, they're gonna crack, and you're gonna have issues probably.
But yeah, it's also like I'm just saying like they're gonna need time to get back up to like the proper temperature.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah, they're gonna have to sit in your humidor for a while before you can smoke
Yeah.
them.
And so
Yeah.
that's and when cigars first came out, especially for you, it doesn't matter because Tampa is perfect weather.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you're like in New York or let's say Colorado and it's wintertime and they just got a shipment in. I'm telling you, like sometimes those cigars you don't know what temperature they could have been in, or
Yeah.
humidity or
Yeah.
lack.
And the anejo, I did smoke that today. The CEO anejo, we talked about that. I know you gotta go to bed. I'll just say,
No, no,
I think if you buy that one, let it age. I think it would be a decent cigar, but for whatever reason, I think it was young. I got some ammonia notes, but I did get some leather notes and some
you
other interesting
about the
notes. So if you get the CEO anejo, let it sit for a little bit. That would be my
you're
recommendation.
talking about the base of the nail?
The not the basin. It's just called the CEO anejo.
I never heard of it.
It has like a yeah. I think we talked about it one time. It has like a white label and like a leaf on it. It's called the anejo. And I don't know if it's a newer one or not, but I'm pretty sure you mentioned it to me before.
Then maybe I'm
So I
getting
think
confused. I remember they had
yeah,
somewhat the pylon, and
right.
nail.
No, it's not the pylon. It's just called the straight up anejo. It
Mm.
has big letters on it. It says anejo, white band, a big leaf in the middle. And I started to see those, and I picked one up and I smoked it today. And like I said, I think it was a little bit young. I think it needs to sit for a while, but it might be a decent cigar if you let it rest. Well, age it, just age it. That'd be my recommendation for that one.
I'll have to
That's
check
the
it out. Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
like I said, I think CO is an interesting, good mid-tier brand, and some of the stuff like their Christmas one was great. The one that's in that white box. Um,
The Vision, the Vision.
yeah,
Yeah, the Vision 2022 I have. It's a
yeah.
Medora wrapper. I haven't smoked that one yet.
I
The
I
white, the
had
Connecticut shape
20,
one, yeah.
I didn't have the 2022. I had the 2020, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'll let you know about the 2022. I've been meaning to smoke that one, so I'll get back to you on that one next time. Yeah.
Let's check that out,
Well,
man.
yeah, I
Well,
know Jeremy likes the Olmecs. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God,
Better than the Padron, he said. Better than the 64.
yeah.
Well, Jeremy, you got to try the Killer Bee because in my opinion the Killer Bee for me had that strong black pepper taste on the retrohale. I really like the Killer Bee, so I think you should, if you haven't already tried it, I would try that one.
Yeah, I'll have to
Uh,
check that out. Man.
yeah.
He said,
Oh yeah,
Richie. Yeah, Richie.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to get you in trouble at work because you
No,
fell
you're not
asleep.
getting. No, say, hey, Richie has feelings too, man. It's like,
The
dude,
show must go on.
yeah, dude. I'm gonna put the phone in the bathroom. I'll let you hang out. You guys can keep the show going. You know, yeah, everyone keep their clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tomorrow's Friday.
yeah, yeah.
It's
He,
Gio's out of the 300 club. Okay, we're good.
no,
We can end the show now. He just got out of the club.
he's going right back. Going right back. Fuck that.
Gio.
Yeah, Gio.
Big D.
All right,
It's
bro.
always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for having me on. Wrench Gang.
Everyone, stay fresh. Eat your prunes. Don't go to prison. And soft, gentle heat, bro.
Always.
Hey, bro, yeah, I appreciate your sincere care for the show. I know you enjoy. You put a lot of effort. Unlike Geo, you are the Geo is the anti-firm. Geo is the anti-firm. You know, Geo puts
Jeremy.
Geo puts no effort. Jeremy's is our opus expert. Geo puts Sacco's the flexor. Notorious put the 60-hour guy into he made him Iron Dome himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You heard about that with the
Yes.
yeah,
Notorious.
yeah, Notorious made him dome himself. He put himself in his own. Iron Dome.
When I heard about that, that was epic. That was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And what did Gio do? Gio didn't come on the show because so fuck you, Gio.
King of Queens, though, man. He's
Yeah,
the King of Queens.
no, he's the no, he's the Prince of Queens. He's, he's the Prince of
At least
Queens.
you didn't say princess.
No, he's the Queen Prince. You know.
The Queen of Queens. I didn't say that. No, you didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Gio.
yeah. You know.
I love Gio.
Yeah, no, you sorry. You could say it. Say fuck Gio.
PG will make fun of him.
Come on, everyone on three say fuck Gio. 1, 2, fuck Gio.
I'll say it in some other foreign language.
Yeah, Gio's crying right now. He's just like,
He's making chicken parmesan right now,
it,
eating some New York pizza.
he's making chicken parm 300.
Yeah, Gio a la Parmesan.
Yeah, yeah. Gio's credit score is 300 because of the 300 Club. That's it, man. All right, bro. I'll see you around, man.
All right, see you, Big D. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Sako.
Good night.
All right, later.